Live on a Saturday night, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey, as it's the last of a six-game road trip as the Grizzlies take on the Kansas City Mavericks. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. It's the last of a three-game series over at Cable Dahmer Arena, and for the Grizzlies, it's the last game of the road trip. After tonight, the Grizzlies will have 8 games left in the regular season. 5 of the 8 will be at Mavericks Center. Well, last night was a tough one for the Grizzlies. They played hard for 60 minutes, but fell short as Kansas City got an empty netter at the end as they won 4-2. Grizzlies, for the second straight game, picked up the first goal of the contest. Briley Wood got his 20th of the season on a rebound from a Matt Araujo shot. There was a little bit of a debate as to whether Craig Armstrong or Luke Manning would get the other assists. Kansas City scored 2 unanswered late in the second period, including Casey Carew, who took a 2-1 lead on a power play goal with 0.3 seconds left in the second period. Reed Lepster tied it up with a power play goal 6:10 into the third period. Lepster's got a point in 4 straight games, and he's third on the Grizzlies with 18 goals on the year. Keaton Mastrodonato and Derek Dashke picked up the assists. The game winner was scored by Drake Burgeon, 7:52 into the third period, with Dunkley and goaltender Jack LaFontaine getting the assists. And Utah tried furiously to come back in last night's game. After all, the Grizzlies outshot Kansas City 15-3 in the third period. They just couldn't find a way to get the tying goal, and obviously Cotton scored the empty netter towards the end of the game. Grizzlies outshot Kansas City 35-32. And Utah will look to salvage the last game of the 3-game series. Utah is currently 1-3-1 on the road trip. 2 of the games were decided by 1 goal, and 2 other games were 2-goal games with an empty netter being scored at the end, which, it was essentially a 1-goal game with the empty netter. Obviously, the deciding factor was 2 goals. Really, for the Grizzlies, they played better than what their record would indicate on the road trip. Utah has played some good hockey. They've come up against some pretty good teams. Obviously, Wichita is slated to make a playoff spot. They're certainly in a battle for the 4th playoff spot throughout the rest of the regular season. And Kansas City is the team that's in first place in the Mountain Division. The Grizzlies have played pretty well against them this week. So we'll see if Utah can find a way to get on the winning note. Utah lost 2-1 on Wednesday night. Derek Dashke scored the lone goal. Kansas City answered with 2 unanswered. And then last night, Grizzlies got goals from Briley Wood and Reed Lepster. And we'll see what happens here this evening. Really, the key for the Grizzlies might be to score 3 or 4. If they can get to that number, they might have a good chance of winning. Goaltending matchup tonight, Vinny Duplessis will get the start for the Grizzlies. It's his first start since the opening game on the road trip on March 12th against Wichita, where he saved 27 of 31 in a 5-2 loss. For Kansas City, it's going to be Noah West, who got the victory on Wednesday night, where West stopped 19 of 20. This is his 4th pro appearance, and Noah West is currently 3-0 in a Kansas City uniform. When we come back, we'll talk about some of the standouts for both teams, and we'll also give you the lineups for both clubs. As we're in business on a Saturday night, I'm hanging out at the Grizz Cave just outside the Grizzlies team store. There's the Big 12 gymnastics tournament meet. That's going to be here. I think the second session is going to get underway in about 7 minutes from now. We'll come back and talk some hockey on the other side. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Mavericks' new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. Face-off will be in about 10 minutes from now over at Cable Dahmer Arena as the Grizzlies take on the Kansas City Mavericks for the 10th and final time this season. Utah is 3-6 against Kansas City this year. It is a Saturday night, and the Grizzlies have had success on Saturdays this season. Utah is 11-7 on Saturdays this year, and if I remember right, it might be the only day in the week where the Grizzlies have a winning record. Utah's 0-1-1-1 on Mondays. They're 0-0-0-1 on Tuesdays. Wednesday's certainly not a great day for the Grizzlies. It's not a great day for America in general. Grizzlies are 0-8-1 on Wednesdays. They're 0-3 on Thursdays. They're 7-10-4 on Fridays. But Saturday is the night. Grizzlies are 11-7 on Saturdays this year. They're 2-6 on Sundays. What is today? Last I checked, it's a Saturday night, so it's a good day for 2 standings points for the Grizzlies. Watch out for Reed Lepster. Obviously, he's got a point in 4 straight games. He's certainly been solid as he has led the Grizzlies with 23 points since February 1st, 10 goals and 13 assists during that stretch. Lepster scored a third-period power play goal for the Grizzlies. That tied up the score at 2. Lepster is currently third on the club with 18 goals, and he's tied for 4th with 38 points. Bradley Wood's got a point in 7 of his last 9 games and a goal in 4 of his last 9. He is 7th among league rookies with 44 points on the season, 20 goals, and 24 assists. Also, watch out for Luke Manning. He's a +6 in his last 23 games. Manning has a point in 6 of his last 7 games. Derek Dashke scored a goal on Wednesday night in the 2-1 loss to Kansas City. Dashke is tied for 3rd among league defensemen with 49 points this year. He has 15 goals and 34 assists. He is 2nd among league defensemen in goals this season. Keaton Mastrodonato picked up a power play assist last night. He's got a goal in 3 of his last 5 games and a point in 4 of his last 5. For Kansas City, some of their newcomers have been big additions. Got to look out for Drake Bergen. He was wearing number 26 last night, although he's going to be wearing number 4 in a specialty jersey. Bergen has 2 goals and 2 assists in 5 games for Kansas City. Nathan Dunkley normally wears number 16, but he's number 7 for Kansas City tonight. In 5 games, he has 2 goals and 1 assist. And also watch out for Zach Trott, who was Wednesday's number 1 star with 1 goal and 1 assist. Trott in 8 games has 2 goals and 4 assists. And so even though Kansas City is without some of their big guns, Cade Borchard, who leads the league with 35 goals this season. He's currently up in the AHL. Max Androv, their top-line center, is currently out with an injury. And Kansas City did lose Damian Giroux before Friday's game to an AHL call-up. He's got over 20 goals this season. And Jake McLaughlin, he's a +33 this season to lead Kansas City defensemen. He was called up to the AHL a couple days ago. So the Mavericks have had some younger players from the college ranks that were signed over the last couple weeks step forward, and they played some good hockey. We'll see. Maybe tonight could be the opportunity for Riley Connors. Could be the night he picks up his first pro goal. Maybe it's tonight. Maybe tonight's the night that Griffin Ness gets his first goal in a Utah uniform. Luke Lemaster is going to be in the Grizzlies lineup. He could possibly pick up his first pro goal tonight. And I got a feeling Garrett Pike is due. He's got 8 assists in 11 games. It's possible that Pike, who led the Grizzlies in shots on goal last night with 6, it's possible that Pike could get his first pro goal. When we come back, we'll go over the lineups for both teams. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
It's the Grizzlies and the Kansas City Mavericks battling in about 5 minutes from now over at Cable Dahmer Arena. Hot off the presses, tonight's starting lineup. Let's start with the visiting Utah Grizzlies, who have a record of 20, 35, 6, and 2. Getting the start in net is Vinny Duplessis. He saved 27 of 31 in his last appearance on March 12th against the Wichita Thunder. Vinny in 18 games this year has a record of 4-10, 2, and 1 with a 4.21 goals against average and .869 save percentage. Duplessis is 6'1" and 175 pounds. Jake Barczewski was outstanding in net for the Grizzlies. He saved 28 of 31. He'll be the backup. The starting defensive pairing for the Grizzlies includes Derek Daschke, who's in his second full season as a pro. He had 16 goals for Kalamazoo last year, and he's up to 15 in 56 games with Utah this season. He's going to be paired up with Cooper Jones, who's got 5 goals and 5 assists in 48 games. Starting forwards for the Grizzlies include Keaton Machadonado, who has a point in 4 of his last 5 games. Riley Connors has 1 assist in 4 games. He's also won his lone fight, which came this past Sunday against the Allen Americans. And Griffin Ness, who's appeared in every game this season for the team that he's played on. He played in all 59 games for the Toledo Walleye when he was traded to the Grizzlies, and this will be his 6th appearance in a Grizzlies uniform. Ness will wear number 61, and overall in 64 games, he has 11 goals and 13 assists. So that's the starters for the Grizzlies, Daschke and Jones defensively. The other 4 defensemen for the Grizzlies tonight includes my pick to click Garrett Pike. He'll be paired up with Luke Lemaster and Matt Rojo, who's been very active for the Grizzlies. He got his first pro assist on Friday night in the second period on the goal that Bradley Wood scored. And he'll be paired up with former Kansas City Maverick Josh Thrower, who is 6'2" and 225 pounds. We mentioned the starting forwards, Machadonado, Connors, and Ness. We will see Adam Berg lined up with Mick Mester and Reed Lebster. Craig Armstrong is on a line with Luke Manning and Bradley Wood. And the 4th forward line is Braden Nicoletz, Aaron Aragon, and Dylan Fitz. For the homestanding Kansas City Mavericks, they are led by 5th-year head coach Tad O'Had. Mavericks have a record of 41, 16, 4-1. They have 87 standings points. They're in first place in the Mountain Division. Starting in net is Noah West. He was the backup goaltender at the University of Michigan over the last 3 seasons, including a year where he was Jake Barczewski's backup. This season, he had 2 shutouts at Ferris State University. West is 3-0 as a pro, and he'll be the starter in net. The starting defensive pairing for Kansas City includes Justin McPherson, who's a +12 this season. He has 8 goals and 25 assists in 61 games. He'll be paired up with Marcus Crawford, who in 58 games has 7 goals and 30 assists and a +12 rating. Starting forwards for Kansas City includes Nathan Dunkley, who's going to be wearing number 7 tonight. Dunkley's going to be lined up with the Mavericks captain David Cotton, who's a +15 and has 16 goals and 21 assists in 44 games. And Jackson Berezowski will also be in there. Berezowski has 16 goals and 22 assists and a +8 rating in 58 games. Berezowski last year played for the Newfoundland Growlers, where he was a teammate with Neil Shea. Berezowski, a native of Saskatchewan. Watch out for him. He's only 23 years old, and he's due for a big game for the Mavericks. So it should be a ton of fun. Utah and Kansas City doing battle in a couple minutes. It's affiliation night over in Kansas City as the Mavericks are going to be wearing Seattle Kraken-themed specialty jerseys. We'll come back and have face-off on the other side. You've been tuned into the pregame report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
It's a great night for hockey as two big standings points are on the line as Utah Grizzlies take on the Kansas City Mavericks for the 10th and final time this season. Utah's been pretty competitive on this 6-game road trip, and they certainly have played better than their record would indicate. They are 1-3-1 on the road trip. Utah's got a record of 20-35-6-2 on the season. They're battling a Kansas City Mavericks club that's been red hot as of late. Mavericks, I believe, are 18-5-1 over their last 24 games. And Kansas City's done a good job winning the close games. And really, since the start of the 2023-24 season, when they became an affiliate with the Seattle Kraken, the Mavericks have been outstanding. They won the Western Conference last year, and they're in first place this season. And the Mavericks are wearing a Kraken-themed specialty jersey. It's a white jersey with the Kraken colors with KC in the front, black numbers and black letters in the back. Grizzlies wearing a black jersey with white numbers and professional green trim. Riley Connors will take the draw. Dashke says something to Connors at the face-off circle. Nathan Dunkley will take the draw for Kansas City. It's won by Utah. Cooper Jones gets the center ice and he'll dump it in, and we're underway on this Saturday night. Mavericks pushing out towards center ice. Berezowski gets pushed by Ness. Mastrodonato, left wing righty shot saved by Noah West. West, who played at Michigan and Ferris State this season. He was at Michigan and was Jake Barczewski's backup last season. Crawford will throw it towards the far side where it was overled by a Maverick, but the puck kept the opposite center ice. Utah to the left wing. Stepping over the lines, Connors will skate towards the middle of the ice. High slot, righty shot blocker saved by West. Rebound goes towards McPherson behind Kansas City's net. Grizzlies skate from right to left as we attempt to see the game on Flow Sports. Mavericks from left to right. Kansas City overleads a pass and is called for icing as we get a whistle 44 seconds into the game. Well, who's your pick to click? I think I'm going to go with Garrett Pike. He's got 8 assists in 11 games. He's a first-year pro out of the University of North Dakota, so he's my pick to click. Mick Messner might be a popular pick. He'll take the draw. He's out there with Berg and Lebster tonight. Nathan Dunkley wore number 16 for the Mavericks last night, and in a Kraken specialty jersey, he's wearing number 7. Grizzlies win the draw. Luke Lemaster, number 24, skates towards the near corner. He loses the puck as Berezowski will race out to neutralize, and he will sky it into the Grizzlies zone. Puck bounces over Pike's head. Pike retreats after the puck. He'll skate around his net, and he'll push it to his left. Grizzlies get towards center ice. Messner ahead towards Lebster, left wing. Lebster gets around a skater. Now around Kansas City's net. Lebster's got good speed. He'll feed it up top. Lemaster over to Pike, left point. He'll feather it across, right side. Now back up top to Lemaster. Righty shot saved by West. Rebound out in front, kicks back towards Lemaster. He dances around the right wing. He'll get it up top to Pike in the high slot. He'll direct it to his left for Lebster. Lebster guides it back towards Pike. Shoulder fake. Now he gets the Lemaster right side. Lemaster will toss it off the end boards. Berg gets the puck. He'll skate towards the right circle, moves it across. Puck ricochets off the near wing wall, and puck spins around towards the right corner. It's cycled by the Mavericks, and they'll clear it out to center ice. Grizzlies reset. Utah back at their blue line as we played close to 2 minutes. Still no score. Grizzlies have the first 2 shots. Kansas City gets spun around in the high slot of their offensive zone. The Grizzlies take the puck away as Utah will get it out towards neutral ice. Mavericks take it away as they skate in from the left wing. Mavericks towards the corner. Grizzlies deliver a hit as Utah bouncing off a Maverick. Puck goes towards the far goal line. Utah gets the puck, and they'll tattoo it off the far glass. The puck lifts over Briley Wood's right arm. Mavericks drive it back in. Hustling after the puck is Josh Thrower wearing number 7. Araujo gets hit in the far corner. Grizzlies will chip it around their net. Armstrong trying to brush it towards right corner. Kansas City collects it. They'll move it up top. Jimmy Mazza, right side shot. Now a rebound shot and a score from the left wing as a righty shot was fired away, and the Mavericks get the first goal 2.5 minutes in. For Kansas City, it's Luke Lowhite, number 8. He gets his 12th goal of the year. Jimmy Mazza fired away from the right point, and the puck ricocheted off a stick, and Lowhite was all alone over on the right side. It looked like Grizzlies are just trying to redirect the puck, and just a lucky bounce for the Mavericks. Off the redirection, Duplessis tried to move towards his right, but Lowhite was able to fire it past him. So Mavericks lined up the scoreboard first tonight. It's 1-0 Kansas City as Lowhite scores on the Mavericks' first shot. Kansas City dumps it in. Vinny Duplessis rolls along towards the near wall as Nicolette's collides with the Maverick, and that's Diamond Hands Daniel Amesbury. Turnover. Now Diamond Hands trying to get the puck towards the right side and couldn't collect it as he gets bounced towards the right corner. Mavericks get it up top, but it evades everybody in the left point, and the Mavericks will chase after it in their own zone. Marcus Crawford, normally the back of his jersey's folded up. He wears number 15 as the Mavericks in their Kraken specialty jerseys step over the offensive line 3-on-3. Grizzlies back defensively. Kansas City skates towards one corner. They cycle it back towards the right point. Grizzlies take it. Nicolette's will move it across. Grizzlies make a line change as Fitz and Aragon come off the ice. Nicolette's chases after it as Kansas City slides it towards center ice. Grizzlies challenge along the near wing wall as Utah will chip it into the Mavericks zone. Puck towards Noah West as he'll direct traffic. And a straight version, number 4 tonight. It was number 26 last night. Moves it out to center ice, and the Mavericks dump it in. As Utah gets it towards Riley Connors, he'll slide it across. Grizzlies get it off the wall. Pass towards Ness is knifed away by Kansas City. Now the Grizzlies skate in right point, but they're offside as we get a whistle with 16:10. That's the time remaining first period. Luke Lowhide School was scored 2:32 in with Jimmy Mazza and Nolan Sullivan getting the assists. Sullivan gets his 16th assist of the year. Jimmy Mazza gets his 8th assist of the season, and obviously Lowhide with the goal. He now has 12 on the campaign. Riley Connors will take the draw against Nathan Dunkley. Dunkley came out of the college ranks as he played at St. Mary's University over in U Sports. Grizzlies dump it in from new tries as Kansas City skates towards the far corner. Connors surveying. Connors played at St. Lawrence University, and one of the Mavericks played there as well, and that was last night's hero, Drake Bergeron. Mavericks dump it in. LeMaster chases after it. He collides with the Kansas City player, and that was Dunkley. Puck slides towards the middle of the ice. Grizzlies will brush it back towards the left point. Action in the Grizzlies zone. Utah gets it. Reed Lebster will hustle out the center ice. Now he gallops across the center ice logo. He'll slide towards his left, steps over the offensive line, but the Grizzlies are offside as Mastrodonado entered before Lebster came in with the puck as we get a whistle with 15:31 left in the first. So John's going to come back to new tries. Wouldn't surprise me if we have another close one here this evening. After all, two of the 6 games in the road trip have been decided by 1 goal. And for the Grizzlies, another 2 of the 5 games were 2-goal games, but there was an empty netter at the end, and it was essentially a 1-goal game until the empty netter in the final minute of regulation. As the puck is deep in the Kansas City zone, Grizzlies near goal line, lifted out to the high slot. Puck up in the ops towards Josh Thrower. Lets it go to new tries. He'll slide it back to Dashke as the Grizzlies want to re-enter the offensive zone with momentum. Utah skates from right to left as we attempt to see the game on Flow Sports. Dashke will gallop towards the Utah line. Now push it from blue line to blue line. He glanced off a Berg stick. As Kansas City, Marcus Crawford tried to nudge it ahead. Dashke takes it away. Left circle, lefty shot. Saved by West. And he holds on with 14:55 left in the first. Dashke pretty aggressive, skating towards the left circle. Dashke had 2 shots in last night's game, and he currently leads Utah defensemen in shots on goal with 159 on the year. In fact, the 159 shots taken by Dashke ranks second on the club. Mick Messner came into play, leading the Grizzlies with 169 shots. Neil Shea, despite playing in only 36 games, and he's out for the 10th straight game due to an upper body injury. Shea has 156 shots on goal, which ranks 3rd in the club, averaging close to 5 per game. Grizzlies hustle after it in their own zone after the draw went past Dashke. As the Mavericks out of new tries, they'll spin it to Grizzlies ice. Kansas City towards the left corner. Dashke tried to one-hand it towards Wood. As now the Mavericks skate around Duplessis' net towards the near side. Kansas City will cycle it back to a spot that was vacated. Right corner, Mavericks get it up top. Bergeron, right side, he'll take a righty shot, and that's blocked away. Now Kansas City throws it towards the middle of the ice. Utah pokes it away. Puck slides towards the near wing wall. Armstrong gets it, and he'll move it ahead towards Wood off his stick. A Maverick goes down, and I think that's going to be a penalty. And now somebody's going after Briley Wood, and it's Nate Konepke. Konepke has lost his cool big time as he is going after Briley Wood behind Kansas City's net with 14:12 left in the first. Well, it looked like Wood with a kind of basic cross check. It knocked down Konepke, And then it looked like the whistle had blown. Everybody calmed down and stopped skating, as I believe Briley Wood had picked up a penalty. And then Nate Konepke lost his cool and went after Briley Wood. And so for that, Konepke should definitely get a penalty, and he's going to be escorted to the penalty box. I think Briley Wood, there was an initial cross-check towards the lower back, and Wood looks like he's going to get a penalty for that. But I'm not sure that there's going to be a power play either side. So we'll skate 4-on-4. I don't hear the sounds from Kansas City, although I imagine he had a ref mic. Looked like an interference was called on Wood, and then Konepke got a rough. So Kansas City would have been on the power play, but Konepke couldn't keep his cool long enough. As Konepke got knocked down by Wood, and yeah, I thought it was a cross-check initially. Yeah, there was that initial push towards the lower back. Konepke went down, and then Konepke went after Wood, and that negated Kansas City's power play. So we're going to skate 4-on-4. Utah has had some success in 4-on-4 situations this season. Grizzlies have scored 5 goals in a 4-on-4 situation, and they've allowed 2. As we'll skate for 2 minutes. We had a 4-on-4 situation in the second period. Then the Grizzlies committed back-to-back penalties, and things got pretty complicated after that. Dashking out to center ice. Grizzlies step in. Right point. Righty shot. Saved by Noah West. And he holds on. Marcus Crawford and Derek Dashke push each other in front of the Kansas City crease. Lebster and Mastrodonato were out on the ice. I think that was Lebster that might have taken the shot from the right point. 13:54, that's the time remaining, first period. Grizzlies have outshot the Mavericks 4-2, but it's Kansas City that leads 1-0 as Luke Lohheit scored 2:52 into the contest. So draw's going to be over in the right circle. Everybody's looking towards the scores table. Now the lights go flickering on and off, and it looks like there's a timeout as we're skating even strength. Timeout on the ice. We'll take one as well. 13:54 left in the first. Mavericks lead 1-0.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Mavericks lead 1-0. Just under 14 minutes left in the first period. Luke Lohheit scored 2:32 in. Grizzlies have outshot Kansas City 4-2. Utah has one shot each from Dashke, Mastrodonato, LeMaster, and Riley Connors. Puck towards the near corner as Grizzlies slide it from one corner to the other. Mastrodonato gallops after it. He gets there about the same time as the Maverick. Kansas City spins around Mastrodonato as the Mavericks will carry it out towards neutral ice. Grizzlies poke it away. Kansas City resets. Nathan Dunkley, number 7, in his 6th pro game. He'll throw it towards the near goal line. Mavericks dance around. Marcus Crawford, a 5'11", 200-pound defenseman, gets towards neutral ice, and he'll lunge it towards his left. Mavericks skate down the middle. They try to split a double team with Lebster and Araujo. Araujo gets pushed towards the corner by David Cotton. Cotton gets the puck. He'll throw it up top. Nate Konepke will throw it towards the right side. It's not Konepke. It's McPherson. Konepke's in the penalty box as he lost his cool on Briley Wood. Grizzlies get the puck. Less than 53 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Grizzlies move it to Araujo, steps over the line, gets challenged in the left point, and he'll dump it in deep as the Mavericks take control of the puck. Thomas Farrell, number 24, guides it out towards his right. Mavericks skate over the line. Jackson Berezowski veers off to the left. Mavericks dance around the left point. They get it up top. Drake Bergeron will lay it as Landon McCallum will skate towards the left circle. Siren pass shot. And I think Duplessis might have made a save, or it would have gone wide glove side. Puck towards the near wing wall. 20 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Puck slides towards Kansas City. Berezowski behind his net, moves towards the left circle. Righty shot goes wide. I think that was taken by Thomas Farrell as he missed the net stick side on Duplessis. Less than 10 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Pike gets pushed along the far wing wall. Grizzlies left wing cross center ice, skating from right to left in the period. Luke Manning, number 16, stops before he gets to the left corner. As we're back to even strength, as Grizzlies towards the right side try to guide it towards the net and fanned on a wrist shot. Riley Connors gets pushed by Thomas Farrell. Farrell is 6'1", 200 pounds. Mavericks get the puck, and they'll tattoo it off the near wing wall. Araujo gets the puck at the Utah blue line. Araujo will skate down the middle. Now he'll curl towards his left. He fires on net, and that's brushed away by Noah West. Towards the right side, Grizzlies will spin it back towards the left corner, run down by the Mavericks. As Kansas City towards the left side, glanced it off of Berg's stick down the middle of the ice. Lebster will take a righty shot, and it goes wide as it deflects out of play. 11:35 left in the first. Mavericks lead 1-0. Interestingly enough, it didn't look like either team had a shot during the 2 minutes of 4-on-4 hockey. Daniel Amesbury on the ice for Kansas City. Nicknamed Diamond Hands, he's got to be a fan favorite over in the Kansas City area. After all, anybody who drops the gloves the way he does becomes a fan favorite. He's got 167 penalty minutes in 31 games for Kansas City this year. That's nothing compared to his days with the Danbury Hat Tricks, where he had 298 penalty minutes in just 29 games. Mavericks get to the Utah line, and Jimmy Glenn in his second pro game will dump it in. Glenn played his college hockey at the University of Nebraska, Omaha. Puck towards the right corner. We've played close to 9 minutes. Araujo delivers a push. Grizzlies get it towards Adam Berg along the near side. Berg will hustle out to center ice as he'll stride into the offensive zone. He'll slide, throw a centering pass to Lebster. Righty shot saved by West. Rebound goes to Kansas City. Mavericks will backhand it off a skate to neutralize. Grizzlies get it back. Utah trying to get towards Messner. Pass went tape to tape. Messner will bouncing off the near wall. He gets around one Maverick. Messner, the Grizzlies captain, gets hit in the back by Mazza. Messner trying to break free. Dashke gets pushed in the side. Puck slides towards the middle of the ice, and it's taken by Kansas City. Mavericks 1-on-3 cross center ice, and they dump it in. Dylan Fitz chasing after it. Fitz wearing number 13. He played a couple games with the Mavericks before the pandemic. He'll throw it out of play on, I think it's going to be a delay of game penalty, as Fitz gave a fan a souvenir from his own zone, and it looked like he was trying to bounce it off the glass. I think he missed the glass and threw it out of play. So Kansas City is going to get a power play as Dylan Fitz gave a fan a souvenir. Somebody's going to go home with a frozen vulcanized rubber disc. And Fitz shaking his head back and forth, wearing an A on his sweater as Fitz skated around Utah's net. Yeah, he just tried to throw it off the glass and just lifted it out of play. So it's going to be a Kansas City power play. Mavericks lead 1-0 with 10:33 left in the first. Kansas City is 21.1% on the power play this season. Grizzlies penalty kill 71.1%. Mavericks win the draw. McCallum throws it towards the right goal line. Cotton lefty shot save. Rebound goes toward behind Utah's net. Cotton gets the puck. He gets bounced by Cooper Jones. Grizzlies get it, and they will helicopter it all the way towards Noah West, who wears number 33 on the back of his sweater. He had been wearing number 60, but there's 4 different Mavericks who had to wear a different jersey number with the Kraken themed specialty jerseys. Long-range pass, glances off a Kansas City stick. It goes deep into the Grizzlies zone. Mavericks throw up from one corner to the other. McCallum throws to the right wing. Grizzlies pick it off, and they clear it out. West behind his net, who played at Ferris State this season, will drop it for Marcus Crawford. Crawford, a longtime Maverick. Played for the Cardiff Devils between stints with Kansas City. He'll drop it to Berezowski, who crosses center ice. He'll veer off to his left. Mavericks bouncing off a Kansas City stick. Grizzlies clear it out. West way out of his crease to throw an outlet pass. As we get a whistle, Nathan Dunkley was in the area. Looked like both teams are making a line change. And I think Kansas City got caught with, well, it was either away from the player. Maybe they got caught with too many. So we're going to skate 4-on-4 for a minute, too. We didn't get to see the official signals to what the penalty was, but Marcus Crawford's going to go to the box representing the Mavericks. So it's going to be a 4-on-4 power play for a minute, too. Noah West came about 50 feet out of his crease to try to throw an outlet pass, and the penalty was called on Marcus Crawford. So it looks like Crawford gets an interference minor according to the ECHL app with the box score. His time and penalty, 10:26 into the first period. So minute one worth of 4-on-4 hockey. It's the second time we've had 4-on-4 hockey in this first period. Aaron Aragon will take the draw against Zach Trott. Trott wearing number 23. He played at St. Francis Xavier University. As Mavericks win the draw, they skate from left to right in the first period. Kansas City will slide it towards the near side as a collision, and the puck ended up turning into a good pass towards Trott. As Aragon had collided with Luke Lowhite, or make that Nathan Dunkley. Puck towards the right wing, dropped off. Dunkley skates towards a high slot, shoulder fake. Now he skates towards the left circle with the puck. And now he tries to get around Garrett Pike towards the left corner. Pike shadowing like a hawk. Boy, Pike's an outstanding defenseman, good prospect, first-year pro. He's going to be a good one for years. Kansas City towards the left point. Pike joins the play. Kansas City still 4-on-4 for 22 seconds. As they lose the puck, Grizzlies will take a little bit of time off the clock as Dylan Fitz will come off, and the Grizzlies will have about a minute worth of a power play here in the next few seconds. As the Grizzlies dance around, Utah killing some time on the 4-on-4, and then we'll start a power play when Fitz comes out of the box. Utah with an outlet pass to center ice. Utah guides it towards the left side for Armstrong. He'll skate towards the left corner. Fitz is out of the box, and we start the power play. Dashke will move it towards the left point. Grizzlies will filter some skaters on and off as Manning will leave. Grizzlies now have 3 in the offensive zone, 4 enter the offensive zone, and now a 5th with Lebster. Dashke to Lebster, left point, and his righty shot is blocked from the left circle. Kansas City clears it out. So the Grizzlies will reset. Dashke had a power play assist last night. He's got 20 power play points on the season, 8 goals and 12 assists. Grizzlies cross center ice. Masher Donato over the line. He'll bounce off the skate. Puck goes out to center ice. Riley Connors will reset as he'll skate back towards the Grizzlies zone, and he'll curl it towards his left. Messner over the line. He'll chip it to his left. Masher Donato, left point. He gets pushed, and the puck goes back to new tries. Kansas City accepts it. Lowhite, who's already got 1 goal tonight, stops in the right circle, and on 2 knees, throws it to the middle of the ice. Dashke gets hit. Grizzlies out to center ice. Puck lifts. It's gloved and dropped by Messner. We're back to even strength as Crawford's out of the box, and the Grizzlies are still down 1-0. As Utah will cross center ice, Utah's outshot Kansas City 5-3. Connors will bounce to the high slot as Grizzlies will throw it towards the left corner. Dashke couldn't reach it. Mavericks skate around their nets, and now they will lunge it out towards center ice. Mavericks 2-on-2 enter the offensive zone. Dunkley, right circle. He'll take a righty shot that's blocked by Araujo. Puck hitting up towards the right corner as Dunkley hits a Grizzly in the back 2-3 times. Dunkley delivering some more lumber. Puck goes back towards Utah in the near circle. Grizzlies spread the ice as Utah will stride out to center ice. Grizzlies will bounce it towards the right circle. Utah looking for a centering pass as they got hit in the back and they couldn't accept the puck. Berg skates towards the left corner. Berg almost collides with Briley Wood as Berg loses it in the right corner as a big-time hit delivered by a Grizzly that looked like it might have been Luke Manning. Puck towards the near side as Crawford will chip it ahead. Puck bounces in the Grizzlies zone, far circle. Utah slides it across. 6.5 minutes left in the first period, and the Mavericks still lead 1-0. Kansas City skates towards the right circle. Lefty shot is blocked away by Duplessis. Puck will slide towards the Kansas City line. Grizzlies make a full line change. Mavericks will ice the puck with 6:14 left in the first. So draw will come back towards Kansas City goaltender Noah West. So it's still a 1-0 Kansas City lead. Grizzlies have outshot the Mavericks 5-3. We haven't seen a whole lot of opportunities on either side. Both teams are now 0 for 1 on the power play. Aragon will take the draw. He's out there with Fitz and Nicolette. So off the draw, Fitz will take a righty shot from the left wing that goes wide. Nicolette gets pushed in the side. Aragon trying to keep his balance over in the left corner. There's a Grizzly skate from right to left during the period. Kansas City takes the puck. They get around Dylan Fitz. As Fitz spins around to Maverick, Fitz thought that he got held up. As Grizzlies get the puck back towards the far corner. Now they get to Fitz. Fitz will chip it to center ice. Grizzlies will one-hand it in. Nicolette's chasing after it. He gets a rough ride towards the far corner from Mazza. As a 2-on-2 battle ensues. Puck skies towards West, and he gloves it about chest high. And West holds on with 5:40 left in the first. It's still Kansas City 1, Utah 0, as Luke Lowhite scored 2:32 into the contest. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Now for the Grizzlies, it's the last game of the road trip. Grizzlies will be at home against the Allen Americans for a 3-game set beginning on Wednesday night for a Bud Light Wednesday. That's going to be at 7:10 start. Friday night, 6 days from now, will be U Sports Night as well as an AFCU Friday. Next Saturday will be Retro Night as the Grizzlies celebrate their 30th anniversary by wearing specialty jerseys. You can see what those jerseys look like on the Grizzlies social media channels. Draw on the Kansas City zone, won by the Grizzlies. Now a 2-on-2 battle over in the right corner. Grizzlies skate from right to left during the period. Utah gets it to Cooper Jones. Right point, his shot is blocked about halfway from the point towards Noah West. Kansas City crosses center ice down the middle, and they'll chip it in. As behind the net, Cooper Jones will guide it towards his right. Grizzlies out to center ice, and they will skip it in. Kansas City collects it about 20 feet in front of Noah West. They skate behind Kansas City's net. They'll throw it towards the near wall. As Griffin Ness gets hit by a Maverick, Kansas City will cross center ice. Casey Crew, number 22, he'll chip it in. Duplessis will clear it towards the near wing wall, but it glanced off a Kansas City stick. Mavericks towards the right corner, backhanded up top. Left wing, lefty shot, gets blocked by a Grizzly stick. Puck towards the right point. It's dropped off for Marcus Crawford, who fires towards the net and misses wide. As the Mavericks slide one towards the right corner. Jimmy Glenn near the area, number 21. Puck bounced off of Mastrodonato's stick to Jones, back towards Mastrodonato, but it's taken by somebody else. Now Mastrodonato throws it towards the net. Messner tries to backhand it towards Noah West, and West will cover up in front of the crease. By Messner now paired up with Mastrodonato as the Grizzlies have switched up forwards and forward lines. As looked like a pretty good effort there by Messner. Mastrodonato threw it out in front of the net. McPherson had a glance off his stick. Messner with a quick shot, but Noah West was able to hold on. So it's going to be an offensive zone draw for the Grizzlies. But it looks like we have a timeout. Mavericks lead 1-0 on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account.
Mavericks' new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Mavericks still lead 1-0. As we're late in the first period, Luke Lowhite scored 2:32 in. Jimmy Mazza and Nolan Sullivan picked up the assist. Both teams are 0-for-1 on the power play. Grizzlies have outshot Kansas City either 7-3 or 8-3. Grizzlies get the puck. Messner right side. Lefty shot is blocked by Noah West. It said 8-3 on the ECHL app, but right now it's 7-3 on the box score. Right side, lefty shot, glove saved by Duplessis, and he holds on. Amesbury was out there with Chase Brand, and Duplessis makes a glove save and stops play with 4:07 left in the first. So now the shot count is 9-4 according to the ECHL box score. Mick Messner leads the Grizzlies with 3 shots. 6 other Grizzlies with 1 shot in the first period. Nobody has more than 1 shot for Kansas City so far. Nathan Dunkley crouches down with Mick Messner. Messner in consecutive game number 142 for the Grizzlies. Messner played at University of Wisconsin as well as Merrimack out to center ice as Lepster couldn't get the bouncing puck after the Grizzlies skied it to center ice after winning the draw. Mavericks dumping into the left corner as Garrett Pike over there with Lemaster. Adam Berg surveying as well as Lepster. Puck goes back towards the left point off a Kansas City stick. Mavericks are able to somehow keep it in. Pike towards the left corner. Gets around to Maverick and Nathan Dunkley. Now the Mavericks towards the left circle get the puck. They'll slide it up top in the offensive zone. Mavericks towards the left corner as Pike shadowing a Maverick. Kansas City towards the left point. David Cotton will throw it towards the end boards. Puck slides to the right corner. Grizzlies will bounce it up top. Lepster will get it to Berg, who strides out to neutral ice. Berg gets it knifed away. Grizzlies will reset and make a line change. Messner comes off. Kansas City over the offensive line. Maz has a skip off his stick as he was skating down the middle of the ice. Grizzlies ahead. Craig Armstrong will race towards the left circle of the Mavericks zone. And he tried to get around Kansas City's net. And he got divorced from the puck by Drake Bergeron. As the Mavericks back in their own end. Owen Cole will throw it out to center ice, not to be confused with Owen West. A lot of new players for Kansas City. But they have found a way to get some good players from the college ranks over the last couple weeks. As Kansas City will throw a cross-ice pass angle left, now towards the left circle. Lefty shot goes wide. Drake Bergeron, number 4, skates towards the right corner. Now puck goes back up top. Dancing around as Mavericks fire towards the net. It missed wide. As Briley Wood off his stick, it goes deeper into the Grizzlies zone. Utah will push it towards Dashke. Dashke hot pass across to Wood that goes tape to tape. Wood crosses center ice. Nil slice it in. Grizzlies make a full line change. As we have 2:10 on a moving clock first period. Mavericks still lead 1-0. Kansas City patient with their approach. Now they'll outlet it to center ice. As Josh Thrower, in his second game as a Grizzly, will push it back into the Grizzly zone. Now Thrower gets it back. He'll slide it to center ice for Aragon off the near wall at center ice. Aragon pushes it in. Fitz gets boxed out by Luke Lowhite, the lone goal scorer tonight. Lowhite will guide it towards his left. And the Mavericks will chip it in slowly from center ice. Grizzlies get it towards Fitz. He lets it go to center ice. It goes beyond into the Mavericks zone. Kansas City hustles after it. No icing on the play. McPherson gets pushed in the back, and he gets rolled towards the left corner by Nicolettes. Kansas City will race out to center ice, testing the Grizzlies' durability and defensive discipline. Utah spins around to Maverick as they're stepping over the offensive line. As Utah gets to center ice and fires one onto West, will kick it with his right pad towards the near wing wall. Mavericks outletted about 3/4 of the length of the ice. It glanced off the stick of Casey Carew. Grizzlies get it back. Just over a minute left in the first period. Utah throws it out towards Mastrodonato. Left wing takes a righty shot, saved by West. As the Grizzlies' long-range pass connected towards Mastrodonato, who had a good look from the left wing. Now the Mavericks get the puck. Maz will guide it towards his left. Mavericks will skip it across. Kansas City skates towards Dunkley. Fires a backhand shot that didn't get towards Duplessis. Jimmy Maz, the right point, will slide it towards the right circle. Kansas City will get it down to the right point, left point. Maz will take a righty shot that goes wide. 35 seconds left in the period. Grizzlies cross center, 1-on-2. Mastrodonato dumps it in. He tries to get around a couple Mavericks. Playing it behind the net is Noah West, the Kansas City goaltender. Mavericks will backhand a skipper towards the Utah line. Connors gets pushed by Cotton as both guys jostle for the puck at neutral ice. Grizzlies will take it. As Berg over to Dashke, back towards Berg, left wing. He gets hit with 13 seconds left by Mazza. Taking the puck is McCallum. He'll skate in right wing. He'll skip it towards his left circle. Lefty shot goes wide. 5 seconds left in the period. Puck goes into the Mavericks zone. 2 seconds, and that will do it for 20 minutes over at Cable Dahmer Arena. Grizzlies outshot the Mavericks 10-5, but the lone goal was scored by Luke Lowhite. 2:32 in, with Jimmy Mazza and Nolan Sullivan getting the assists. So we'll come back and recap the first 20 minutes of play. We'll also go over some scores from around the world of sports. We'll see if the Grizzlies have a strong second period in them offensively. They played pretty well defensively for the final 17.5 minutes of the first period. After one frame, it's the Kansas City Mavericks 1 and the Utah Grizzlies 0. We'll come back and talk some hockey on the other side. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
After 20 minutes of play over at Cable Dahmer Arena, it's the Kansas City Mavericks 1 and the Utah Grizzlies nothing. According to the box score, Utah outshot Kansas City 11-6 in the first period. The score bug over in Cable Dahmer Arena on Flow Sports had it as a 10-5 shot advantage, but the Grizzlies were able to get 11 shots on Noah West. Unfortunately, from the Grizzlies' perspective, West stopped them all. Mick Messner led the Grizzlies with 3 shots. Keaton Mastrodonato had 2. Dashke, Lebster, Lamaster, Arujo, Connors, and Nick Letts each had 1 shot for the Grizzlies through 20 minutes. For Kansas City, nobody had more than 1 shot. The lone goal was scored by Luke Lohheit, 2:32 into the first period, with Jimmy Mazza and Nolan Sullivan getting the assists. Mazza took the shot in the right point, and I'm not sure the puck directly went towards Lohheit. It looked like it might have gotten redirected the slot. There's about 2 or 3 Grizzlies extending sticks down the middle of the ice. Puck trickled towards Lohheit, who got the puck in the left circle, and he was able to fire it past Duplessis, who was moving towards his right to try to redirect it. So that's a lone goal in the first period. Bradley Wood picked up an interference minor, 5:48 into the first period. But Nate Konepke then lost his cool for Kansas City, and he picked up a roughing minor. So there was no power play for Kansas City, as Nate Konepke would have been a Kansas City power play, but then Konepke tried to retaliate and go after Wood, and Konepke picked up a penalty on his own. So we skated 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. Interestingly enough, neither team took a shot during that 2-minute period. Dylan Fitz got 2 minutes for giving a fan a souvenir from his own zone, as he just tried to backhand the puck towards an air glass, and he just got too much air under it as he skied it out of play. And the power play only lasted 59 seconds for Kansas City, as Marcus Crawford picked up an interference minor 10:26 in. And if I remember right, I'm not sure either team got a shot during the 1 minute worth of a 4-on-4, as both teams' penalty kill units were solid in the first period. Both clubs are 0-for-1 officially on the power play, and we'll see if that makes a difference in the final 2 periods. The special teams certainly played a factor in last night's game, as Kansas City scored with 0.3 seconds left in the second period with Casey Carew. Then the Grizzlies had a few power plays in the third period, and Reed Lebster scored in the second half of a double minor, and that was 6:10 into the third period with Mastrodonato and Dashke getting the assists. Vinny Duplessis gets the start in net for the Grizzlies. It's his first appearance since March 12th against Wichita, and that was the first game of this 6-game road trip. Duplessis saved 5 of 6. Noah West for the Kansas City side, he saved all 11 Utah shots in the first period. So we'll see what happens in the second frame. When we come back to the first intermission report, we will go over some league scores, and we'll also check in on those who are living the dream over in the National Hockey League. After one period, it's the Kansas City Mavericks 1 and the Utah Grizzlies 0. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network. Let's go over some league scores. But before we do, I was a little bit amazed. And, you think about some of those random sports stories that kind of catch your eye. I did see that Andre Kirilenko was at the Jazz Celtics game last night, and it was said that Andre Kirilenko actually changed the spelling of his first name. It was Andrei, but instead he changed it to Andrey. So he changed the last letter of his first name from Andre with an I to Andre with a Y. And I guess we're all wondering why. But nevertheless, AK-47 is what he goes by anyway. So it's good to have Andre Kirilenko back in town. But just one of those where I guess somewhere in the middle of his life, he just changed the spelling of his first name. It's just kind of like Akeem Olajuwon. It was Akeem with his first name starting with an A. And then somewhere along his NBA career, all of a sudden he became Hakeem Olajuwon with an H at the start of his first name. Nevertheless, let's go to some league scores. After two periods, Adirondack leads Maine 3-2. Also after two periods, Trois-Rivières has a 3-1 lead over the Worcester Railers. After one period, Indy has a 3-0 lead over Bloomington. That game being played at Fishers Event Center. Of course, Fishers, Indiana, hometown of the great Mike Fulta, the radio voice of your Utah Hockey Club. Lombardi, Lynch, and Lemos have the Indy goals as the Fuel have a 3-0 lead after one period. After one, Iowa leads Fort Wayne 1-0. Also after one period, South Carolina has a 1-0 lead over Jacksonville. After one, no score between Norfolk and Reading. Norfolk has 13 shots to Reading 7 through one period. 5 minutes are left in the first period. Wheeling and Toledo are tied at 1. 5 minutes in, Kalamazoo has a 1-0 lead on Cincinnati. Getting underway, and about 20 minutes from now, Tahoe is at Tulsa. That should be an interesting matchup with teams battling for playoff positioning. At 7 o'clock, Wichita is at Rapid City, and at 7:10, the Allen Americans are trying to avoid getting swept in a 3-game series as they take on the Idaho Steelheads. As earlier this week, it was back-to-back shutouts for Idaho goaltender Ben Cross. When we come back, we'll go over some NHL scores on this Saturday night. You're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
After one period, Kansas City leads Utah 1-0. Let's go over the NHL scores. Late first period, Avalanche lead the Canadiens 2-0. The Avalanche are the NHL affiliate of the Grizzlies. Sam Malinsky has a first period goal for Colorado. And the other first period goal scored by Ryan Lindgren, 10:09 into the first. Now it looks like it's going to be a victory for the Utah Hockey Club as they lead the Tampa Bay Lightning 6-4 with 52 seconds left in regulation. Shots been pretty close to even. Tampa Bay has 25 shots. Utah has 24. Josh Doan got the first goal of the game. He scored 6:42 in, with Jack McBain and Lawson Krause getting the assists. Logan Cooley gave Utah a 2-0 lead. He scored 17:42 into the first period with Kesselring and Nick Schmaltz getting the assists. Tampa Bay got on the board with a Braden Point power play goal, 18:49 into the first. In the second period, Anthony Cirelli tied up the game, 5:22 into the second. Utah retook a 3-2 lead as Alexander Kerfoot got his 9th of the year with Stenlund, and John Marino gained the assists. Jake Gensel tied it up at 3 as he got his 34th of the year, and Utah retook it 30 seconds later as Logan Cooley got his 2nd of the night with Marino and Schmaltz gained the assists. Early in the third period, Utah extended their lead to 5-3 as Nick Schmaltz got his 17th goal of the year with Cooley and Keller gained the assists. Braden Point scored his 2nd of the game, 2:52 into the third, with McDonough and Gensel getting the assists, and that made it a 5-4 game with Utah out in front. And Alexander Kerfoot with an empty net shorthanded goal that was scored 19:03 into the third. So barring a miracle, it looks like it's going to be a Utah Hockey Club victory. Utah will continue their homestand on Monday night as they take on the Detroit Red Wings. And that should certainly be a fun one, as Detroit will be in town for the first time ever. And so obviously there are a lot of Red Wings fans that are looking forward to that one. They've probably been waiting for that game all season. I still kind of think of Detroit back in the days in the Western Conference, and it still does feel weird to think of Detroit as an Eastern Conference team. Other NHL action. No score after one period between Ottawa and the New Jersey Devils. Late first period, Toronto has goals from John Tavares and Mitch Marner. Toronto leads Nashville 2-0. Speaking of the Red Wings, you can catch them on national TV in about 10 minutes from now as they take on the Vegas Golden Knights at 6 o'clock. That should be an interesting one. Vegas is 40, 20-8 on the season. Detroit is 32, 30-6. No doubt the games during the rest of the regular season are critical for the Red Wings as they're looking to find a way to get to a playoff spot. At 8 o'clock, the Seattle Kraken take on the Edmonton Oilers. If you're watching on Flow Sports, those are Seattle Kraken-themed jerseys that the Kansas City Mavericks are wearing, as Kansas City's NHL affiliate is the Seattle Kraken. Edmonton's coming into play with a record of 40, 24-5. At 8:30, the Bruins are at the San Jose Sharks. There's already quite a few games that have gone final in the National Hockey League. Rangers defeat the Canucks 5-3 in a rematch of the 1994 Stanley Cup Finals. Stars in overtime get a 3-2 win over the Flyers. Thomas Harley picked up the overtime game winner just 9 seconds into the extra session, and that was Harley's 2nd goal of the game. Wild defeat the Sabres 4-1. That has to make assistant coach Christian Horn happy. He's a Minnesota Wild fan. It was also a 4-1 final as St. Louis defeated Chicago. And I guess before the game, in an interview with Darren Pang, Pat Maroon announced that he's retiring at the end of the season. So Maroon tonight played his final game in St. Louis, and because of that, he was the game's #1 star despite not scoring a single point, as Maroon is retiring after the season. Other finals in the National Hockey League. Capitals over the Penguins 6-3. Kings score a touchdown, kick the extra point. They defeat the Hurricanes 7-2. And in overtime, the Flames get a 4-3 victory over the New York Islanders. Nazem Kadri scored the overtime game winner, 3:53 in. When we come back, we'll have second period action over at Cable Dahmer Arena. Here's your pick to click. Who's going to be the hero for the Grizzlies? I still think it's going to be Garrett Pike. I also think that Riley Connors is due for his first pro goal here soon. Grizzlies have done a good job utilizing their team's speed in the first period. We'll see if the Grizzlies get going offensively in the middle frame. Obviously, if you have tuned into Grizzlies games over the year, it's pretty much a drinking game at this point. Trying to figure out when I'm going to mention the fact that the Grizzlies, their best offensive period is the second. And unfortunately, it's the most successful period by a wide margin. We'll see what happens, though. Can the Grizzlies get some power plays in the second period? I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Grizzlies have played well defensively. They've done a good job winning those 50-50 pucks. Grizzlies are looking for some offensive stability. Could it be Keaton Mastrodonato? Maybe it could be Mick Messner. Messner leads the Grizzlies with 3 shots here through 1 period. Or maybe Reed Webster extends his point-scoring streak. He's got a point in 4 straight games. And after all, the Grizzlies have got to play well, and they've got to come away with some standings points as it's a Saturday. And the Grizzlies are 11-7 in Saturdays this season. It's the only day of the week where the Grizzlies have a winning record. So come back and see what the Grizzlies have in store for the middle frame as Kansas City leads 1-0 as Luke Lohheit scored the game's lone goal, and that was 2:32 into the first period. We'll come back and have second period action on the other side. You've been tuned into the Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Now we're about set for second period action over at Cable Dahmer Arena. We'll see if the Grizzlies can find a way. And since you were wondering, obviously we mentioned it literally every Grizzlies home game, or Grizzlies road game, that is. After all, it's the last of a 6-game road trip. What have the Grizzlies done in the second periods as of late? Well, Utah scored a second period goal in 17 of their last 19 games. They've also got a second period goal in 41 of their last 49 games. Grizzlies have scored 34 goals in the second period over the last 27 games. Utah's third in the league with 74 second period goals. And if you got that on your Utah Grizzlies drinking game card, well, drink up, because that's obviously a big one, game in and game out. Well, we'd like to welcome those of you who had been watching the Utah Hockey Club in their 6-4 victory over the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm Tyson Whiting. It was a pretty routine first period. Kansas City leads 1-0 as Luke Lohheit scored 2:32 in. Both teams' defensive units have been on point. Vinny Duplessis getting the start for Utah. He has saved 5 of 6. Kansas City goaltender Noah West has stopped all 11 shots. Mick Messner leads Utah with 3 shots. Keaton Mastrodonato has 2, and 6 other Grizzlies have 1 shot through 1 period. Last of a 6-game road trip, Grizzlies will be home on Wednesday night to start a 3-game series with the Allen Americans. That's going to be Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday of next week. And then the Tahoe Night Monsters will be in town to close out the home portion of the schedule. The Tahoe series will include Star Wars Night on April 4th and the Fan Appreciation Night on April 5th. Draw to start the second period, won by Kansas City. They'll throw it deep into the Grizzly zone. Utah skates from left to right as we attempt to see the game on Flow Sports. In your mind's eye, see it on YouTube. We'll do the best we can with the limited portion that we get. Justin McPherson throws it back around towards Cotton. Cotton feeds it up top, right point. Crawford will fire it back in deep as Kansas City skates around Utah's net towards the near side. Mavericks cycle it back towards the right corner. Run down by McPherson. McPherson will tap it off the end wall. Kansas City gets it back up top to McPherson. He's in the right point. He fires a lefty shot, and it goes wide towards the right goal line. Actually, it was more of a pass than a shot. As puck back towards the left corner. Mastrodonato will throw it back to Dashke. Dashke skips one off the near wall, looking for Griffin Ness. Ness gets taken away by McPherson. Crawford gets the puck at the Utah line. He'll throw a quick cross-ice pass that skips towards the Mavericks. And now towards the right circle. Lefty shot is blocked away. That shot, we believe, was taken by Owen Cole, number 9. Berg dumps it in. He'll chase after it in the right corner. Kansas City from one corner to the other gets the puck. Mavericks in their own zone as they skate horizontally towards the near side. Quick cross-ice pass off a LeMaster stick, left circle. Mavericks skate around Duplessis' net. They throw it to the middle of the ice. It's one-handed away. Puck towards a high slot. Kansas City keeps it in. They'll veer off to the left as Messner delivers a push on a Maverick. Kansas City gets it back up top. Kept in by Nate Konepke. He'll skip it towards his right as Mavericks will slide the puck towards the right corner. Utah takes it away, and they will sky it over the head of a Maverick defenseman. Nate Konepke runs it down. He gets the puck, and he will fire it towards center ice. Mavericks will skate down the middle of the ice. They'll chip it towards their left. Kansas City will nudge it towards the right circle. Lefty shot goes wide. Duplessis sprawled towards his left and stood up to try to make a blocker save. Grizzlies behind their net. Kind of looks like Cooper Jones body type. He'll outlet it to Neutrice. Pass goes tape to tape. Grizzlies slided ahead towards Thrower. Josh Thrower, in his second game as a Grizzly, claimed off waivers from Kansas City. He'll throw it through the crease to the right side for Armstrong. Armstrong drops to the corner. Nobody home but a Maverick. As Kansas City will guide it out towards center ice. Mavericks cross center ice as they'll get around two Grizzlies as a stick goes flying towards the end boards. Puck hipping out towards the high slot, and the Mavericks back at Neutrice voluntarily will reset the attack. Kansas City crosses center ice. They bounced it off of KC Carew. Did Thomas Farrell. Carew back to his feet. Puck to center ice, 2-on-2 battle. Wood over towards Armstrong, who dumps it in. Armstrong can't get around Farrell as the Mavericks stop behind Noah West's net. Kansas City spreads the ice, and they try to shuffleboard it towards center ice. Didn't get much on it, but a Maverick was able to come up with it. Right wing Mavericks over the offense line, just outside the right circle. Righty shot, save, rebound, shot, saved by Duplessis as he skates towards the near goal line, but couldn't cover it up. Puck still alive as it slides in front of Utah's net as Cooper Jones will guide the puck towards Duplessis, and Vinny covers up in front of the crease. He holds on with 16:47 left in the second. Nolan Sullivan ended up on his seat in front of the crease. Grizzlies did a good job boxing out Vinny Duplessis, and that included Matt Araujo, who's really been a strong addition for the Grizzlies over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Araujo's certainly been more aggressive offensively. One of the linesmen's holding up his helmet as if he's Simba Cam. Boy, there must be something there as now both, it's Russ Call, the linesman, or there must be an occasion there as he got stick taps from both benches. It might be Russ Call's last game as a referee, as a linesman, and he's getting acknowledged. At least I think that's what was going on. He took his helmet off and raised it like it was Simba Cam. I do believe that might be the occasion. A monumental night for Russ Call, one of the two linesmen this evening. Kansas City has the puck. They're up 1-0. That's one of the things that not being there costs you. Don't know the story behind Russ Call. As a shot taken by Marcus Crawford from the right point, Duplessis makes a routine save. He holds on with 16:35 left in the second. I'd be able to tell you all about the Russ Call story if I were sitting in Independence, Missouri right now. But nevertheless, he was saluting the crowd. Kind of a younger-looking guy. Wouldn't imagine he'd retire. But nevertheless, Russ Call was saluted by both benches about 3 minutes into the second period. So draws give me in the right circle of the Grizzlies zone. Utah wins the draw. They throw it around their net towards Griffin Ness. Ness with a quick cross-ice pass. It goes past Mastrodonato and all the way down for an icing as the whistle blows with 16:28 left in the second. Looks like by far we've got the biggest crowd of the 3-game series over in Independence, Missouri. Wednesday night drew a crowd of 3,249. Last night was 3,524. And quite frankly, it looks like there's very few empty seats over at Cable Dahmer Arena this evening. Last of a 3-game series, and it's the last of 10 meetings this season between the clubs. Kansas City gets the puck over in the left corner. Chase Brand, who scored a goal on Wednesday night, will throw it around past Diamond Hands towards the right side. No, Amesbury has a glance off his stick. Puck slides towards the near corner where it's taken by Mastrodonato, and he will sky it towards the heavens. And the puck deflects out of play. That might have hit the roof. I don't know. That was skied a mile into the air. As whistle blows, Draw's going to come back into the Grizzlies zone. Both teams will change up skaters. Hopefully everybody's having a fun Saturday night. I was certainly thrilled beyond belief that my favorite college basketball team's playing a game at the same time as the Grizzlies. BYU's taking on Wisconsin in the round of 32. But we're having a good time here tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing some live hockey next week as the Allen Americans will be in town for a 3-game set. Grizzlies have some work to do here tonight. They're down 1-0, but they're playing some good hockey. Grizzlies win the draw. Lemaster will guide it out towards center ice. Now it goes back to Lemaster in the Grizzlies zone. He's in the far circle. He'll fire an outlet pass north-south towards Mastrodonato. He has a glance off his stick, does the Maestro. And Kansas City towards the left corner as a big-time hit. Kansas City will brush it towards the Grizzlies zone. Puck ricochets off the near wall. Lemaster gets it, and he'll skip it towards Pike. Pike outlets it to center ice. Grizzlies will skate after it. Looks like the strides of Dylan Fitz. Kansas City gets there first, but there was no icing on the play. Mavericks throw it towards the left point. It's picked off by Lebster. Over to Mastrodonato, back to Lebster. He tries to chip it out in front. And the combination of a pass and shot as he was looking for Messner goes wide. Messner gets pinned towards the boards, trying to break free now. Lebster gets it left side, will get it up top. Cooper Jones will pedal towards his left. Now Jones skates towards the left corner. He feeds it across off a Kansas City stick towards the right point where it's taken by Berg. Berg, wearing number 19, will skate towards the right corner. He stops, surveys. He'll feed it up top. Puck off a Messner stick. Goes out to center ice. Kansas City with it. Cotton over the line. He overskates it. Messner will throw it back to center ice for Berg. Berg, the Lebster right side. Lebster stops before he gets to the right corner. Now he cycles the puck back to Berg behind Kansas City's net. Berg chips it towards Messner. Trying to get it back towards Berg. Pass picked off. Kansas City at center ice. We'll throw it into the Grizzlies zone. Utah gets the loose puck, and they'll bank it off the near wall. Lebster throws it back to the Utah line. Thrower over to Lebster. Lebster backhands it into the Grizzlies zone. Arujo over to Thrower. Thrower's angle left pass towards center ice. Connects. Grizzlies dumping in. Utah makes a line change as there's 14-19 on a moving clock, second period. Nobody scored here in the middle frame as Kansas City still leads 1-0. Mavericks throw a long-range pass. It goes deep into the Grizzlies zone. Thrower chases after. He gets there before a Maverick. Kansas City gets up top. Crawford guides it towards the left circle. Kansas City gets hit as Utah trying to hold their ground. Arujo lets a Maverick go. Grizzlies get spun around. Owen Cole whips it along the wall. Grizzlies get over in the far point of their own zone. As Manning goes down, he gets back to his feet. He's lined up with Wood and Armstrong, and Manning delivers a shoulder check on a Maverick. Grizzlies skate behind their net. Now we get a whistle. As Manning, I don't know. Manning's talking. I think Manning picked up a penalty. He was battling. Kansas City had hit him, and then Manning delivers a good blow. Looked like a very clean shoulder check on a Maverick. And I think based on how Luke Manning is arguing, he's picked up a penalty. Trevor Wolford, the referee. He might have a mic on. I can't hear him on Flow Sports, but you might be able to if you're on Flow Sports. Luke Manning gets a slashing penalty. He can't believe it, but he goes to the box with 13:38 left in the second. So it's going to be a Kansas City power play. Both teams are 0 for 1 in the man advantage. There's a timeout on the ice. We come back in 1 minute. It's Kansas City 1, Utah 0. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
So it's a Kansas City power play as Luke Manning got a slashing minor, 6:22 into the second period. So draws give me the Grizzlies zone. Mavericks have outshot the Grizzlies 2-0 here so far in the second period. Mick Messner crouches down to take the draw against Nathan Dunkley. Dunkley, one of 4 Mavericks to wear a different jersey number tonight. As Kansas City throws to the middle of the ice, lefty shot saved by Duplessis. That shot was taken by Owen Cole. Now left wing lefty shot and a score. Dunkley Holds both arms in the air. Zach Trott was in the area as well. It looks like Dunkley picks up the goal. He gets his third of the year. It's a power play goal for the Mavericks. They extend the lead. It's now a 2-0 game. Kansas City at it as they're over towards the left circle. Centered out to Dunkley. And it's Zach Trott to Nathan Dunkley to the back of the net. Dunkley was just along the far goal line. The pass got through Lemaster and Duplessis, and Dunkley was just hanging out, got the puck and fired it in the back of the net. So Nathan Dunkley gets his second goal of the series. He was the hero on Wednesday night in the Mavericks 2-1 victory. Grizzlies now down by 2. Utah wins the draw and dumps it in. Kansas City's now 1 for 2 on the power play tonight. They were 1 for 2 last night. Grizzlies get it up top. Dashkey to Jones, right point. Jones throws it to the high slot for Mastrodonato, who tried to fire towards the net and got it blocked. Puck out to center ice. Mastrodonato gets pushed along the near wall. Griffin Ness around center ice, gets triple teamed. He tried to force his way towards center ice. He gets held up as puck slides towards the middle of the ice, taken by Cooper Jones. As Griffin Ness is a push and a shove for a Maverick, as both guys will leave the screen. Now Luke Lowhite towards the left circle, has the puck deep in the Grizzly zone. He gets pushed in the left corner by Dashkey. As Cooper Jones will skate back towards the far side. He'll guide it towards his left. Cross-ice pass connects towards Dashkey. He'll race towards the right circle. Dashkey veers off to his left to take a shot. Rebound shot and a score! Save that puck, Jackson Hibbard, as Riley Connors gets his first as a pro. And it's now a 2-1 game. Boy, Dashkey took the shot. It bounced off of Noah West. And Riley Connors skates down the celebration aisle first. Dashkey towards the right circle, took a shot, it bounced off of West, and Connors got the rebound, and his righty shot was scooped past Noah West. Boy, there's a moment Riley Connors won't forget. He played at St. Lawrence University this season, and Connors this year at St. Lawrence had 2 goals in 35 games, and he gets his first pro goal as he got it on Noah West. Dashkey took the initial shot, and Connors got the rebound and put it away. So it's the Mavericks 2, Grizzlies 1. Oh, they're going to have a video replay. They're looking over something. I mean, in this league, not everything's a reviewable play, as we know from the high sticking incidents from a couple years ago. You know, I'm not, goaltender interference, is that reviewable? I mean, puck cross the goal line, that's certainly not in doubt. But they're taking an extra look at it. Grizzlies could have been offside, but I'm not sure that's a reviewable play in this league. As a shot was taken, Griffin Ness was near Noah West. West made the blocker save, and then Ness was pushed into by a Maverick. Ness took a stick and threw West off balance. And then Riley Connors was able to score. But as I mentioned, there's only so many things that are reviewable plays, and not everything that's reviewable in, say, the National Hockey League is reviewable here in this league. If it is National Hockey League rules with their replay, it's possible it's a no goal. But in this league, I mean, really it seems like it's a guessing game other than whether the puck crossed the goal line, whether plays are reviewable or not. So they're looking it over right now. Griffin Ness did get a piece of Noah West after Dashkey took the shot, between Dashkey's shot and Connors on his scoop in the right wing. Ryan Knaswich wearing a lighter colored suit jacket. He looks on. So does everybody on the Grizzlies bench. As Riley Connors, we believe, had scored his first pro goal. Kansas City looking at their bench. So it's either a 2-1 Kansas City lead or it's a 2-0 Kansas City lead. Derek Dashkey would get an assist if the goal counted. That would be his 35th assist of the season, which leads the Grizzlies. As they're continuing to look it over, they're taking a good long look at it. The referee tonight is Trevor Wolford. The linesmen are Russ Call and Carl Van Hassel. And it's a milestone occasion for Russ Call, who was saluted by the crowd. Now, Griffin Ness might have been offside. That was close, but I'm not sure that's reviewable in this league unless they changed the rule this past offseason. As they're taking another look towards the net, as West made a blocker save, and then Ness got pushed into by a Maverick. Ness kind of took a stick like he was Alex Rodriguez, knocking over Bronson Arroyo in Game 6 of the 2004 ALCS. The bearded Christian Horn on the bench with Kanaswich. Horn's got his arms folded, and we're trying to figure out what the score of this hockey game is. It'd be a great occasion for Riley Connors. Obviously, quite a few new Grizzlies over the last couple weeks. And Riley Connors, he's displayed a pretty strong righty shot on occasions. He's won some faceoffs during this next homestand. I'm really looking forward to seeing Connors up close and personal as he is making his 5th appearance as a pro. He joined the Grizzlies just last week. He made his pro debut on March 14th against Wichita. Tando had looking things over. And let's see. Referee says no goal. So it's a 2-0 game. And the Grizzlies are going to get an explanation. Well, it could be multiple things. I don't think offsides are reviewable in this league. Ness was close to being offside. They took one look at that. Could it be goaltender interference? That's the most likely thing with Griffin Ness. After Dashke took the shot, Kanaswich is unhappy, and he's got a right to be. Unfortunately, lip reading, and now they were showing Kanaswich for a little bit and then decided to show 3 Mavericks standing by. So by lip reading, we weren't going to figure out why the goal was disallowed anyway. But Dashke took the shot, bounced off of Ness. Ness got thrown into, it was kind of a light push by a Maverick on towards Noah West. But Ness did hit the blocker of Noah West, and West lost his balance, and then Connor scored. So it's a 2-0 Kansas City lead. 12:20 left in the second period. So wipe away that first pro goal from Riley Connors. That's going to happen sometime later tonight or during the homestand. As the Mavericks have the puck, and we'll reset the scoreboard as you're watching on YouTube here shortly. Mavericks towards the left corner as it's a 2-0 game. As the goal was disallowed that would have been scored by Riley Connors down the middle of the ice. Lefty shot from the high slot, saved by Duplessis. Shot was taken by Nate Konepke, who's got 1 goal in 62 games this year. Duplessis made the stop with 11:59 left in the second. It's a tough break for the Grizzlies. Unfortunately, if you're talking about breaks, Grizzlies this whole season have yet to really find many breaks. You talk about Kansas City scoring a goal with 0.3 of a second left in the second period. Grizzlies have had some buzzer beaters go their way. But there's just another example of just kind of a tough break for the Grizzlies there on what we believe was goaltender interference by Griffin Ness. We believe that's why the goal was disallowed. As Kansas City wins the drop, they turn it over in the high slot of their zone. Up ahead, Garrett Pike steps over the offensive line, drops it for Ness. Ness tries to curl around Jimmy Mazza. Ness strong with the puck. He played with Toledo earlier this season in 59 games. As he spun around, fires towards the net. West makes a save with his right pad. Grizzlies get it up top. Lemaster, right side, slides one across. Glanced off a Grizzlies stick on towards Cooper Jones. It gets hit in the shoulder. As Ness and Jones nearby, they get it up top. Left point to Pike. He fires towards the net wide. As ricochets off the backboards, Cooper Jones throws it to Ness. Righty shot. And that one's blocked away. Might have been blocked by the defenseman in front of West. Kansas City clears it out. Lemaster runs it down. Lemaster guides it head towards the Kansas City line. A Grizzly on one knee gets it towards Fitz. And that was Aragon. Fitz gets the puck back from the stick of Jimmy Glenn, and he dumps it in. Puck bounces towards the near wing wall. Kansas City gets it. Grizzlies back defensively, 3-on-3. Mavericks over the offensive line. They dump it into the corner. Chase Brand chases after it. Amesbury will throw it towards the far wing as Nicolette gets held up by a Maverick. Amesbury joins the play. He's a strong player. Aragon trying to hold his ground on him. Puck out of the pile to Kansas City. Left circle. McPherson shot save. Rebound shot goes over the crossbar on the second attempt. I think it was taken by Chase Brand, number 25. Kansas City will throw it towards the near wing wall as they make a line change, getting some new forwards on the ice. Grizzlies have it in a black jersey with white numbers, professional green trim. Utah skips it like a rock on a pond towards Aragon. He dumps it in from center ice. Kansas City 2-on-1, steps over the offensive line with ease. Mavericks look for a centering pass. It bounced off a Grizzly. Good defensive work by Cooper Jones. Mavericks bounce one towards the left side. Crawford, centering pass, shot and a score. And it's now a 3-0 game. Crawford and Lowhite pointing at each other. It looks like Marcus Crawford is going to get the goal as he picks up his 8th of the year. As puck was chipped towards Crawford. Crawford fed one out in front. Cooper Jones was there with Casey Carew. It looked like Crawford might have scored on his own, though, as he just slid it 5-hole past Duplessis. Sullivan was nearby. Duplessis really had no vision at all on it. Puck might have bounced off of Cooper Jones' stick, as on that tough angle, it would have been impossible for Crawford to score the way he did. Puck might have bounced off of Cooper Jones either way. Looks like Crawford gets credit with the goal. It's 3-0 with 10:09 left in the second. And you talk about the breaks of the game and really the breaks of the season, which unfortunately have gone against the Grizzlies in a lot of cases. Mick Messner talking things over, and really it's maybe a series of things. Messner calmly will skate towards center ice to take the draw. So what could have been a 2-1 Kansas City lead, with the Grizzlies having some momentum on a Connors goal. Goal was waved off on what we believe was goaltender interference by Griffin Ness, and it might have been a good call if that's what it was. Kansas City comes back a couple minutes later and makes it a 3-0 game. So whistle blows with 10:03 left in the second. Kraken with a lot of colors to their uniform tonight. The basic jersey top is a pretty simple Seattle Kraken themed jersey, but they've got a little bit of orange and black, which are their normal colors, mixed in on the pants. Not color coordinated like the Grizzlies fishing night uniforms were, where the Grizzlies not only had the jersey top, but had the entire outfit to match. Puck deep in the Grizzlies zone. We're halfway through the scheduled 60-minute affair. Konepke will move it towards the right point. Mavericks righty shot gets redirected and goes wide. As puck towards the near side. Loose puck's gathered by Lebster. He'll slide it towards Thrower. Thrower bounces one towards the Kansas City line. Messner gets there before Kansas City. Messner will step over the line. He'll slice the puck towards his left. Puck off the boards. Now Messner joins the plays. There's a 2-on-2 scrum towards the left corner. Grizzlies get the puck around Kansas City's net. Utah feeds up top towards Josh Thrower. Thrower bounces it to the right corner. Grizzlies box out Kansas City for the puck. Utah throws it back up top to Thrower, who had 2 assists for Kansas City this year, but we get a whistle. And something must have happened away from the screen, but there's only so much we can see with this feed. 9:09 left in the second period. It's Kansas City 3, Utah nothing. We'll come back in 1 minute. We believe there's the under 10 timeout, and there is. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Kansas City leads 3-0. Mavericks got on the board 2:32 into the first period. Luke Lowhite got his 12th of the year. Mazza and Sullivan got the assists. Kansas City extended the lead to 2-0 on a power play goal scored by Nathan Dunkley. Zach Trott and Jackson Berezowski got the assist. And then Marcus Crawford made it a 3-0 game. He scored 9:51 into the second with Luke Lowhite getting the assist. We thought Riley Connors had scored his first pro goal when it was a 2-0 game to make it a 2-1 contest. Dashke fired a shot, and the puck bounced off of Noah West, and Griffin Ness was called for a goaltender interference. It wasn't a penalty, but it did disallow the goal. As the Mavericks dumping in, Duplessis plays behind his net. Grizzlies will chip it out to neutral ice. Utah spreads the ice. Grizzlies will swat it in towards the right corner. Armstrong delivers a hit. As puck goes back towards the right corner of the Mavericks zone, Kansas City is in control. 2 outlet passes out to center ice. Mavericks tried to wheel it out towards their right. Grizzlies poke it back to neutral ice. Kansas City re-enters from the right wing. Mavericks towards the right corner. They get it up top. As Kansas City brushes towards the left side. McPherson over the left circle. David Cotton gets the puck. He danced around. He'll drop it back to the high slot. Lefty shot is blocked away it was taken by Nathan Dunkley. It was blocked about 10 feet in front of Duplessis' stick side. Mavericks back up top. Crawford over to Cotton in the left circle. Cotton dances around as he skates towards the left corner. He'll wheel the puck around to the right point. Mavericks work the puck towards the right point. Kansas City dancing around. Dunkley goes on two knees. He got knocked down by Armstrong. Kansas City throws it up top. Mavericks get to the middle of the ice. Down the middle, lefty shot is blocked. Dunkley trying to force one towards the net and missed wide as he was looking for the right pad. Now right side shot and a score. McCallum fired towards the net. Everybody goes to hug him. He might have picked up his 15th of the year. So that'll make it a 4-0 hockey game with 7:30 left in the second. They show the tail end of the replay. Shot was fired by Landon McCallum from the high slot. Vinny Duplessis got a big screen from Nathan Dunkley. But that wasn't where the goal was scored. Puck ended up back up top. And Kansas City beat Duplessis' glove side. Boy, them's the breaks. Felt like the Grizzlies had some momentum when Connors had scored, but then when the goal got disallowed, looks like Kansas City found an extra breath of life. As they lead 4-0 here in the series finale. It's the 10th and final game between the clubs. Utah's 3-6 against Kansas City this year. Grizzlies win the draw. Dashke over to the left wing. He'll roll it ahead. Griffin Ness in the area. So is Mastrodonato. He's trying to accept the puck. But play stops with 7:21 left in the second. As Nate Konepke talking things over with Griffin Ness. Tron's going to be back at neutral ice. It's going to be a center ice face-off. Riley Connors will take it against Owen Cole. Mavericks have 4 goals on 14 shots. Grizzlies have 12 here so far, according to the box score. Interesting enough, the score bug has a different circumstance in terms of the shots on goal, as does the box score and the score bug. Grizzlies trying to skate in right side. They were challenged. Utah appears to be offside with 7:05 left in the second. But we're really looking forward to seeing some live hockey at Maverick Center next week, as the Allen Americans will be in town for a 3-game set. Next home game for the Grizzlies will be on Wednesday night. It's going to be a Bud Light Wednesday. Get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. Friday night is an AFCU Friday, and it's also Youth Sports Night. Get your tickets for that 6 days from now. Retro night where the Grizzlies are wearing throwback themed specialty jerseys. That's going to be a ton of fun. The jerseys look outstanding, and the Grizzlies will take on the Allen Americans. Retro night is presented by Hercules First Credit Union. Remember, the Grizzlies are celebrating their 30th season of professional hockey in the Salt Lake Valley. As Casey Crew has the puck at center ice, Grizzlies are all at neutral ice. Kansas City out to center ice. Connors delivers a hit as he spun around to Maverick, but Kansas City was able to dump it in. Grizzlies will fire it off the near wing wall. It goes to center ice. Kansas City gets it back. 6.5 minutes on a moving clock, second period. Mavericks have scored 3 goals here in the second period. 3 goals on 9 shots. As battle over to the near corner, Kansas City feeds up top, right point. Righty shot is blocked. Kansas City gets it back. They skate towards the right goal line as Grizzlies will chip it out to neutral ice. Grizzlies get it, the center ice logo. Griffin Ness skates in. Right side gets around one Maverick. He gets pushed in the side. Puck towards the right goal line. Grizzlies will spin it across. Ness gets up top to Araujo. Across the thrower, who spins it to the middle of the ice as he was trying to get Nicoletz, who got his stick held up. Puck to the left side. Grizzlies get it on a turnover. Utah gets towards left side. Centering pass shot. A save by West. Boy, the Grizzlies had a pretty good look. Now everybody's going to attack Braden Nicoletz, including Diamond Hands, is about as strong as it comes in the league. The linesman trying to separate Nicoletz and Diamond Hands. Now Aaron Aragon getting after it. And really, with the way this game's going, I don't think you mind if you're a Grizzly fan at all. Get this game to be as physical as possible. Let some frustration out. Fitz centered a good 2-pass sequence. Fitz to Aragon. Back to the middle of the ice for Nicoletz. Then after the whistle, everybody went after Nicolettes. Daniel Amesbury goes to a very familiar spot. He's in the penalty box with 5:36 left in the second. It's 4-0 Kansas City. Nicolettes in the first game of the series delivered a big hit on Damian Giroux. Giroux came back into the game after going to the locker room for a little bit of time. Giroux's now up in the AHL with Coachella Valley. 2 Mavericks are in the penalty box and 1 Grizzly, so Utah might get a power play out of it with 5:36 left in the second period. A good passing by the Grizzlies there with Fitz, Aragon, and Nicolettes. I'm not sure. It looked like Nicolettes had a pretty good look down the middle of the ice, but he was denied by Noah West. Kansas City 4, Utah nothing. We'll be back in 1 minute. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Mavericks' new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today. Mavericks' new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
It's Kansas City 4, Utah nothing. Kansas City's 4th goal was scored by Landon McCallum, his 15th of the year, with Crawford and Dunkley getting the assists. It's been a good game for Crawford, who has 1 goal and 1 assist. In fact, 3 different Mavericks have 1 goal and 1 assist. Crawford, Nathan Dunkley, and Luke Lohheit. So it looks like it's a Grizzlies 2-minute power play. Braden Nicolette's got a roughing minor, but Daniel Amesbury and Jimmy Mazza each got roughing minors. So 4 minutes worth of penalties for Kansas City, 2 for the Grizzlies. And my Kearns High math says Utah gets a 2-minute power play. Riley Connor still looking for his first pro goal. He thought he had scored about 8 minutes into the second period, but it was disallowed due to goaltender interference. Kansas City behind the net. They throw it out of play. Was it deflected off the glass? Looks like the referee, Trevor Wolford, says it was. As 4 different Mavericks are wearing different jersey numbers with the special Seattle Kraken-themed jerseys. Drake Bergen's one of them. He was number 26 and had the game winner last night. He's number 4 for Kansas City this evening. McMaster will take the draw. The Merrimack product also spent some time with, actually, I'm not sure it was Merrimack. I think it was, but we'll check on that. Grizzlies out towards center ice as Utah towards the left wing. As Webster over in the point. Gets to Mastrodonato. Webster down the middle of the ice. Over to Messner. He'll guide it towards his right. Mastrodonato along the right wing boards up top to Dashke. Dashke fires towards the net and it's blocked. As puck slides back towards the left side. My memory was correct. It was Merrimack. Messner also played at the University of Wisconsin for 2 years. Up top to Mastrodonato, gets the right goal line. Now back to the Maestro. He'll feed it up top to Dashke. Dashke fires lefty shot, saved by West. And he holds on. Messner and Connors were net front trying to either redirect it or at least act as a screen. But Noah West made the stop with 4:43 left in the second. Grizzlies did a good job working the puck around. Dashke's got 8 power play goals to lead the Grizzlies. Messner's trying to redirect it, but West was able to make the stop. Kansas City's had some good goaltending this year. West only a 1-year starter, which was this year at Ferris State. He was a backup for 3 years at the University of Michigan. Grizzlies get it after making a line change. Left side, Wood one-timer, saved by West. Wood gets it back. He leads the Grizzlies with 20 goals this season. 6 of those goals have come on power plays. Grizzlies around Kansas City's net towards the near side to get up top to Pike. Pike will shuffle it towards Wood, who gets it back to Pike. Pike will pedal towards his right and gets the puck towards Ness in the right point. Ness gets in deep. Manning dances around. Berg in the area. As Berg and a Maverick spin each other around. Puck goes up top. The Grizzly will one-hand it towards Ness, who got held up by a Maverick. Now Kansas City gets the puck in the right corner, and they will throw it between the two Grizzlies players up top all the way towards Vinny Duplessis. 20 seconds left in the Grizzlies power play, as Utah will get the puck back to neutralize. Utah crosses center, pike down the middle, as Wood over to the right side skates towards the circle. Wood gets up top to the right point, but nobody was home. So Kansas City's back to even strength. 3.5 minutes are left in the second period. Grizzlies throw it towards Ness off his stick. Puck to the high slot. Grizzlies will skate to the right. Manning danced around. Right circle, take a lefty shot. That one's blocked away. After the fourth goal, it appears, according to the ECHL app, that Jake Barcheski has replaced Duplessis. So Barcheski is in net for the Grizzlies, as Duplessis saved 10 of 14. Jake Barcheski is in net for the Grizzlies. He's got a record of 11, 13, 2, and 1 on the year. Left point, shot, blocker saved by Barcheski. That's the first shot we believe that he has seen, and he stops with ease. Puck towards the near wall. Aragon over towards Ness. Ness gets to neutralize, and he gets bounced off the near boards, but he's able to get the puck into the Kansas City zone. Mavericks whip a long-range pass out to the center ice logo. Now they'll push towards their left for Dunkley. And now to the left side. Cotton shot is blocked by Armstrong. 2.5 minutes left in the second period. Thanks to the Kansas City video crew for not showing Utah making a goaltender change after Kansas City's fourth goal. Kansas City skates in on Barcheski, looking for a wraparound. Grizzlies stick it away. Good defensive work by Dylan Fitz. Fitz had a couple games this year, reacted as a defenseman. Mavericks get towards the right circle. Pass goes wide of the mark. Mavericks will hustle after it in their own zone. 2:05 and counting left in the second period. Grizzlies move from left to right as we attempt to see the game on Flow Sports. Mavericks dump it in, no icing, as they were able to get behind the Grizzlies defense. Towards the near side. Thrower will bounce it out to center ice. Grizzlies will nudge it across. Puck off a stick as Fitz was looking for Riley Connors. Now down the middle of the ice, lefty shot, and that's blocked away. Puck hipping up towards Barcheski, and it looks like he covers up. A Maverick got pretty close towards Barcheski, and we get some pushing over in the near corner as there's a minute 39 left in the second. And really for the Grizzlies, based on the score, I think, there's a little bit of frustration. It's been a tough road trip. Grizzlies have played some good hockey, but really they played better hockey than what the score would indicate. As Barcheski, who came in relief for Duplessis, Barcheski dove in front of the crease, and Mavericks skated right in front of him. Grizzlies went to confront him, but everybody ceased and desisted and went their separate ways. There was no penalties after Barcheski was able to hold on with a minute 39 left in the second. So draw's going to be over in the left circle. Grizzlies have won the shot battle. It's a slight shot win, 16-15. Mavericks do have a 9-5 edge here in the second period, though. Grizzlies won the draw. Griffin Ness will carry the puck out to center ice before he gets back checked and he loses it. As a puck towards the left corner, Jones delivers a push on a Maverick. Ness gets leaned into towards the right corner. Grizzlies get to the right circle. They try to get it up top, but the pass was behind a Grizzly, and the puck slides back deep into the Grizzly zone. It's run down by Dashke, who stops behind Barcheski's net. A minute 13 and counting left in the second. Mavericks lead 4-0 in a game where the momentum's really switched into Kansas City's favor after the Riley Connors goal was disallowed about 8 minutes into the second period. Grizzlies slide one on towards West, who kicks it away. Puck back towards the left point of the Kansas City zone. Lemaster gets it back in deep as Grizzly couldn't reach it. Kansas City towards the near wall, less than a minute left. Kansas City crosses center ice, and they'll zip it in. Lemaster will chase after it in the right corner. Kansas City tries to box him out. Lemaster holds his ground. Grizzlies will drag the puck out to neutralize. Kansas City on a back check was able to take it away. Mavericks banking off the near boards. Looking for Casey Crew. It's wide of the mark. Grizzlies will loft it out to center ice. Webster gets it, and he will move it to his left. Grizzlies over the line. Dashke skates towards the left circle, looks to center it. Grizzlies get boxed out by Kansas City. Puck slides towards the right corner. Jimmy Mazza gives Adam Berg a rough ride towards the right corner. We get a whistle. 12 seconds are left in the second period. Mazza has been a physical force for Kansas City. And we're not sure. Mazza might have picked up a penalty as he just kind of was overpowering Berg towards the right corner. Mazza believes he didn't do anything wrong, but it is going to be a Kansas City penalty. Mazza will get 2 minutes for holding as there's 12.9 seconds left in the second. Mazza sporting a beard. Some of the Kansas City Mavericks are already getting a head start on their playoff beards for this season. Luke Manning will take the drop for the Grizzlies. He's got a point in 6 of his last 7 games. Had a 5-game point-scoring streak come to an end on Wednesday in the series opener against Kansas City. Nathan Dunkley already has 1 goal and 1 assist. Will take the drop for the Mavericks. Face-off won by the Grizzlies towards the left point. Grizzlies skate to the corner. Utah gets just outside the left circle. 5 seconds left across to Ness. Ness fires towards the net. Saved by West. Puck goes towards the right corner. And time runs out here in the second period. Utah will be on the power play for the first minute and 48 seconds of the third. Well, you know what they say sometimes, them's the breaks. Well, the Grizzlies thought they had gotten one with Riley Connors there. As Nashke took the shot, bounced off of Noah West. Griffin Ness had his stick, and he moved the right blocker of Noah West. West went down, and then Connors scored. After video replay, and they certainly took a long look at it, they disallowed the goal, kept it a 2-0 game, and Kansas City responded with 2 quick goals to make it a 4-0 game. After Kansas City's 4th goal, the one that was scored by McCallum, Vinny Duplessis was replaced by Jake Barczewski, and Barczewski in the final 7 minutes and 30 seconds of the second period, he stopped the only shot that he saw to conclude the second period. We'll come back and talk some hockey on the other side. It's been a tough road trip for the Grizzlies. They're down 4-0. Remember, the Grizzlies begin a 5-game homestand on Wednesday night against the Allen Americans. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
After 40 minutes of play, it's the Kansas City Mavericks 4 and the Utah Grizzlies 0. 10th and final regular season meeting between the clubs. Utah's 3-6 against Kansas City this year. Mavericks took a 1-0 lead, 2:32 into the first period as Luke Lohheit got his 12th goal of the year. Jimmy Mazza and Nolan Sullivan picked up the assists. Kansas City led 1-0 after one frame. Utah outshot Kansas City 11-6 for the period. Mavericks extended the lead to 2-0 on a power play goal scored by Nathan Dunkley. It was his third goal of the year. Zach Trott had the puck in the left circle. Just kind of a simple centering pass that got between Lemaster and Duplessis, and Dunkley was able to get the puck and fire it past the Utah goal line. Trott and Jackson Berezowski picked up the assists. Grizzlies did get some momentum back, or at least we felt that the Grizzlies were getting momentum back. Dashke raced down the right wing aggressively, skated towards the right circle, took a shot. It bounced off the right blocker of Noah West. And then the puck trickled towards the right circle and was taken by Riley Connors, who scooped the puck and fired it past the goal line. The problem was between Dashke's shot and Connors' shot attempt, Griffin Ness was skating towards the net. Ness kind of got hit from behind a little bit as he was kind of, the Mavericks players kind of nudging Ness towards the goaltender. Ness's stick came up and hit the blocker of Noah West, kind of like Alex Rodriguez trying to knock the ball out of the glove of Bronson Arroyo in Game 6 of the 2004 ALCS. West lost his balance, and then Connors was able to score. Replay is pretty limited in this league. They tell you that if it's not whether the puck crossed the goal line, then it's pretty much anybody's guess as to what's a reviewable play and what's not. Goaltender interference, though, seems to be in that category of things that they'll look at and make changes, and we believe that goaltender interference was called. Now, as Dashke was entering the offensive zone, Ness came in about the same time. If you wanted to argue that maybe the Grizzlies were offside, obviously, that's not a reviewable play in this league, but that's something that, if this were an NHL game, maybe they'd take a look at. But after video replay, it was determined that it was a no goal. It would have been Riley Connors' first pro goal, and that would have given the Grizzlies a little bit of momentum. Utah, after it was a 2-0 game, had put together a couple good shifts leading up to the Connors goal. And, kind of felt like the Grizzlies would have had some life, and especially if the Grizzlies would have came out after that Connors goal and played well in the next couple shifts. All of a sudden, you're talking about a new hockey game. But instead, the goal was disallowed, and Kansas City came back and quickly scored their third goal of the night. Marcus Crawford got his 8th of the year, with Luke Lohheit getting the assist, and it just kind of felt like it's tough to really know with what the environment looks like in an arena where we're not even in the same time zone. I mean, I'm in a glorified closet here, but I kind of felt like the air was let out of the balloon, so to speak, or at least it was in this room. It just kind of felt like, if you're talking about kind of a year's worth of tough breaks, and the Grizzlies have had more than their fair share, you're looking at getting some life there. But once the goal was disallowed, Mavericks came back like, Kansas City's a first-place team for a reason. They came back, scored a goal, made it a 3-0 game, and it just kind of been tough for the Grizzlies to get those scoring chances. Now Kansas City's got that lead, and their defensemen certainly aren't going to be ultra-aggressive to try to get after things on the offensive end. Kansas City scored their fourth goal of the night. 12:30 into the second period. Puck ended up top. High slot, Landon McCallum fired towards the net. It looked like there was a little bit of a screen. Duplessis might not have had good vision on it. McCallum got his 15th of the year, with Crawford and Dunkley getting the assists. Dunkley, Lohheit, and Crawford each have 1 goal and 1 assist on the Kansas City attack. And after Kansas City scored, the Kansas City video feed on Flow Sports never did show it, but after the 4th goal, Grizzlies made a goaltender change. Vinny Duplessis saved 10 of 14. He was replaced by Jake Barczewski, and Barzo stopped the only shot he saw in the final 7 minutes and 30 seconds of the second period. Kansas City's 1 for 2 on the power play. Grizzlies are 0 for 3. Derek Dashke and Braden Nicoletts, as well as Mick Messner, those 3 players are tied for the club lead with 3 shots. Keaton Mastrodonato has 2 shots. Both of them came in the first period. And then 7 other Grizzlies have 1 shot each through 2 frames. For Kansas City, they've just taken 15 shots. Luke Lohheit and Marcus Crawford each have 1 goal on 2 shots. And 11 other Kansas City players with 1 shot each through 2 periods. So for the Grizzlies, regardless of what the final score is going to say, I think you just want to come out and play a good 20 minutes of hockey and see even end the road trip on a good note. As Grizzlies will have 3 games next week against the Allen Americans, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And it's going to be 3 fun nights of hockey. Wednesday will be a Bud Light Wednesday. Friday night's going to be an AFCU Friday, and it's also going to be youth sports night. Next Saturday is going to be a fun one. It's retro night. We're celebrating our 30th anniversary, 30 years of professional hockey in the Salt Lake Valley. And don't let the people confuse you and tell you that professional hockey just showed up in the summer of 2024. Nope, hockey's been around for 3 decades, and the Grizzlies have kept the flame burning for professional hockey. And in certain cases, it was the outlet for 3 decades for hockey fans here locally. And really, you'd think back even beyond the 3 decades with the Salt Lake Golden Eagles, and obviously they had a great run in the late 80s, early 1990s, led by Theo Fleury and company. But you're talking about a lot of tradition that goes beyond what's happened in terms of the hockey scene over the last year or so. Grizzlies celebrating their 30th anniversary this season, and that throwback jersey they're going to be wearing next Saturday is certainly going to be a special piece of memorabilia. If you got the money, go to the Dash Auction app and bid on those game-worn jerseys that the Grizzlies will be donning next Saturday against the Allen Americans. And then the Tahoe Night Monsters will be in for a 2-game series, and that will conclude the home portion of the season. Friday, April 4th will be Star Wars night, and then Saturday, April 5th will be Fan Appreciation Night presented by Les Schwab Tires. Get your tickets, UtahGrizzlies.com, or if it's during business hours and you're sitting at work, you're sitting at your desk, and you're sitting there thinking, I got to go to a hockey game. Grab the phone and call up the Grizzlies at 801-988-8000. That's 801-988-8000. And if you get Patrick McCarthy, you can talk NC State basketball. You can talk a lot of different things with him. Get your Grizzlies tickets for the upcoming homestand. 3 games against the Allen Americans, followed by 2 games against the Tahoe Night Monsters. When we come back, we'll go over some NHL scores. The Utah Hockey Club is in action against the Tampa Bay Lightning. We'll also check in on the Colorado Avalanche, the Grizzlies NHL affiliate, as they take on the Montreal Canadiens. After 2 periods over at Cable Dahmer Arena, it's the Mavericks 4 and the Grizzlies nothing. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Mavericks' new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Mavericks were up 4-0 heading into the 3rd period. More after this. Earlier today, in a game played at Delta Center, the Utah Hockey Club came away with a 6-4 victory over the Tampa Bay Lightning. Logan Cooley was the game's #1 star. He had 2 goals and 1 assist. Nick Schmaltz was the second star. He had 1 goal and 2 assists. And Alexander Kerfoot scored 2 goals as he was the game's 3rd star. In the loss, Braden Point had 2 goals. Jake Kensel also found the back of the net for Tampa Bay. Nikita Kucherov had 1 assist for Tampa Bay in his first ever appearance in the state of Utah. So the Utah Hockey Club comes away with the victory. They're certainly in the middle of a playoff race as they come away with the victory. Their next game will be on Monday night as they host the Detroit Red Wings. Late in the 2nd period, the Colorado Avalanche have a 3-1 lead over the Montreal Canadiens. After 2 periods, Ottawa leads New Jersey 3-1. All 4 of those goals in the game were scored in the 2nd period. After 2 frames, Nashville scored 3 unanswered. They now lead Toronto 3-2. Late 1st period, Vegas leads Detroit 2-1. That game's is being played on national TV as Detroit is in Vegas tonight, and they will be in the Salt Lake Valley for Monday night's game. Getting underway at 8 o'clock, the Seattle Kraken, the NHL affiliate of the Kansas City Mavericks. Kraken are on the road to take on the Edmonton Oilers. At 8:30, the Bruins are at the San Jose Sharks. Finals in the National Hockey League. Rangers, who won in Game 7 of the 1994 Stanley Cup Finals against the Vancouver Canucks, Rangers get another victory against Vancouver, this one with a little bit less meaning to it. Rangers 5, Canucks 3. In overtime, the Stars got Thomas Hartley's second goal of the game, 9 seconds into OT as the Stars defeat the Flyers 3-2. Wild get a 4-1 victory over the Sabres. It was also a 4-1 final. Blues over the Blackhawks. Earlier today, in an interview with Darren Pang, the Blackhawks forward Pat Maroon announced that he will retire at the end of the season. In overtime, Flames get a 4-3 win over the Islanders. Nazem Kadri got the overtime game winner, 3:53 in. Kings over the Hurricanes, 7-2. Capitals get a win over the Panthers, 6-3. Any goals for Alex Ovechkin, you ask? And the answer is no. No goals for Alexander Ovechkin in their 6-3 victory over Florida. So that's the NHL scoreboard. When we come back, we'll check in on Mountain Division games in the league the Grizzlies play in. Or as Gordon Monson of the Salt Lake Tribune once said, whatever minor league the Grizzlies play in, CECHL, and we'll check in on those scores on the other side. Kansas City leads Utah 4-0. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Let's go over some Mountain Division scores. Late first period, Tahoe and Tulsa are scoreless. Tahoe is currently in second place in the Mountain Division with 79 points and a .637 point percentage. Tulsa is in third place with 76 points, 3 back of Tahoe, and Tulsa's got a .613 point percentage. So they're scoreless late first period. Tulsa has outshot Tahoe 9-5. Getting underway in about 10 minutes from now, Wichita is at Rapid City, and it's certainly a big game for Wichita. The Thunder are currently in fourth place in the Mountain Division with 75 points. They're just 1 point behind Tulsa. So a Tahoe victory in regulation followed up by a Wichita win tonight means that Wichita could take over third place in the Mountain Division. Getting underway in about 15 minutes from now, the Allen Americans take on the Idaho Steelheads. Idaho's looking for a 3-game sweep. Each of the first 2 games of that series were shutout performances by Idaho goaltender Ben Cross. So that's the Mountain Division action in the league. Games have gone final. In the 4-letter league, Adirondack defeats Maine 4-3. Worcester comes back as they get a 5-4 victory over the Trois-Rivières Lions. Gill had a hat trick for the Worcester Railers. Early third period, Indy had a 3-0 lead after 1 period. Bloomington scored 2 in the second, and early in the third, Indy leads Bloomington 3-2. 15 minutes left in the third. Iowa leads Fort Wayne 2-1. Other action going on in the league. Late second period, Toledo leads Wheeling 4-2. No goals so far for former Grizzly Cole Gallant. Late second period, Kalamazoo and Cincinnati are tied at 1. 14 minutes left in the third period. Jeff Carr's Norfolk Admirals lead Reading 3-1. Former Grizzly Garrett Sargis has one of the 3 goals for the Norfolk Admirals. After 2 periods, South Carolina has a 2-1 lead over Jacksonville. We'll come back and have third period action on the other side. You've been tuned into the second intermission report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Out.
Now we're about set for third period action. If it's the same five that started the game for the Grizzlies, it will be Keaton Mastrodonato with Riley Connors and Griffin Ness to start the third with Derek Dashke and Cooper Jones. Nolan Sullivan's out there to start the third period. Sullivan was not out there, but do remember, Grizzlies will be on the power play for the first minute 48, so it won't be those five. There will be a power play unit for the Grizzlies for the first minute and 48 seconds of the third period. Draw one by the Mavericks. They win the face-off. They escape from left to right in the third period. The Grizz will escape from right to left as we attempt to see the game on Flow Sports. Kansas City has the puck. Right wing. They cross center ice. Low height will chip it in. He races after it. Jake Barczewski, who replaced Vinny Duplessis with 7 minutes, 30 seconds left in the third period, throws it towards the near wall. Grizzlies cross center ice. Ness dumps it in. He skates towards the right corner. He gets dragged down with the Maverick. No call either way. Ness throws it out in front. Looking for Berg, who didn't have time and space to get a shot off. Berg up top. Now Pike in the high slot over to Ness. Back to Pike. He lets it go off his skate, and it goes to center ice. Briley Wood gets the puck. He skates along the left wing, crossing center ice, stepping over the offensive line. He stops in the left circle. Wood gets double-teamed. He'll push the puck towards the left corner for Manning. Manning from one corner to the other for Berg. Berg wearing number 19. He'll nudge it back towards Manning, who cycles it back towards the left wing for Wood. Over to Pike, back to Wood, left circle. He'll guide it towards Manning. Manning tries to force it out in front. It glanced off the pad of West. High slot, lefty shot saved by West. Rebound, Wood fanned on it as he was over in the left circle looking for a second chance and couldn't get much of a shot off. 2-on-2 battle towards the left corner. Berg joins the play. He'll drop it for Manning. Manning skates in. Backhand shot is sticked away by Konepke. Puck up top for Pike. Right point. He'll bounce off the Grizzly, and the Mavericks will brush it back towards Grizzlies ice. 15 seconds left in the Grizzlies power play. Utah chases after it. Mavericks lead 4-0. The Grizzlies will drop it back to neutral ice. Grizzlies cross center down the middle. Mastrodonato will guide it towards his right, but nobody was home but a Maverick. Kansas City comes out of the box. That's Jimmy Mazza, I believe. As Mazza will dump it in from center ice as he will race towards the bench. Dashke gets the puck, and he will skip it towards the Grizzlies bench, which is on the far side of what we see on Flow Sports, right of center ice. Grizzlies dump it in. Grizzlies right side, righty shot. Blocker saved by Noah West, who had 2 shutouts for Ferris State University this season. Up top, Dashke. The cross off a Jones stick. Jones will throw it towards the right corner. Kansas City battles with Utah on the far side. Puck goes across, ricochets off the left wing wall. Grizzlies escape from right to left in the period. Dashke left point, fires lefty shot towards the net and sticked away. Cooper Jones had a brush off his stick about 10 feet in front of the crease. Grizzlies skate back in with momentum. Left side, Mastrodonato will skip one across towards the right corner. The Grizzly gets bounced behind Noah West's net. Utah up top to Dashke. He'll skate towards the high slot, stops a fire lefty shot that goes wide. He missed the net stick side. Dashke scored on West on Wednesday night late in the first period. Puck is cleared back into the Grizzlies zone. Dashke gets it in the near circle. Grizzlies spread the ice. Dashke's paired up tonight with Jones, but Dashke will nudge it ahead about 10 feet for Fitz. Fitz crosses center ice. He'll dump it on towards West, who sticks it to the near corner. Grizzlies lifted over Aragon's head, or Mavericks lifted over Aragon's head. Kansas City runs it down in the right corner. Mavericks skate around Barczewski's net looking for a wraparound for a skater out in front for Dunkley. It goes wide of the mark. Puck goes back to the right corner. Loose puck's taken by Josh Thrower. He'll slide it around Utah's net for Araujo. Araujo bouncing off the side of a Maverick. As puck goes deeper into the Grizzlies zone. Left corner, Kansas City. Boxes out Araujo. Puck up top, Jimmy Maz, the right point. He fires towards the net, and it's blocked. As Nicolette's blocked the shot, he gets pushed in the right corner as he nudges it across Grizzlies with a long-range feed angle left to Aragon at center ice. Aragon will dump it in as he puts some force under it off the end boards. Kansas City will spread the ice. Grizzlies will make a change as Aragon comes off. Mavericks skating down the middle of the ice. Low height, right side. He'll take a righty shot. And that one goes wide as it deflects out of play. 15:56 left in the third. Mavericks still lead 4-0. Grizzlies have outshot the Mavericks 20-15. Interestingly enough, the Grizzlies have had almost as much success in games where they've been outshot as opposed to the games where they've been doing doing the outshooting. In fact, when the Grizzlies have outshot opponents this year, their record is 8-11-3-1. They have 12 victories on the season when they've been outshot. Draw one by Kansas City. Right point, Mavericks throw it to the high slot. Utah takes it away. Grizzlies have a breakaway. I think it's Griffin Ness. Skates down the middle. He'll skate, he'll take a shot. He scores! Griffin Ness gets his first as a Grizzly, and it's now a 4-1 game. Boy, great anticipation by Ness. He got the puck over in the Utah line, skated down the middle, faked to his left, went back to his right, got West off balance. And Griffin Ness, who had 11 goals for Toledo this season, puts a nice move to get Utah their first goal of the night. Fake to his west, got West off balance, and he was able to slide it past the left ankle of a sprawling Noah West. So Griffin Ness gets a high five from Ryan Kanaswich and a pat on the back from Adam Berg and Mick Messner. Griffin Ness, if he appears in every game for the rest of the regular season, will actually play in 73 games this year, as opposed to the 72 that might be played by Messner and Wood, or the other two Grizzlies who have appeared in every game this season. So Ness gets the goal. It's probably unassisted 4.5 minutes into the third period. So it's a 4-1 game. Grizzlies out to neutralize with a little bit of momentum as they skate towards the right side. Messner gets hit in the back as the puck goes towards the Kansas City backboard. Loose puck bounced off of Messner. Grizzlies trying to force it out in front. It glanced off the Kansas City stick. Wood over to Armstrong behind the net. Armstrong out to Wood, right circle, across to Dashke. Dashke fires lefty shot. And a save by West. Some pushing and shoving with Armstrong. Luke Manning getting physical. Briley Wood ties up a Maverick in front of the crease. Play is stopped with an even 15 minutes left in the third period. So Armstrong, sporting long hair, puts his helmet back on. So with the Grizzlies getting the goal with Griffin Ness, about 1.5 minutes ago, the Grizzlies have an extra bounce to their step. Ness scored unassisted 4:14 into the third period. As Jimmy Moz, who's been physical for Kansas City all night, gets after it with Armstrong. Draws game in the left circle of the Maverick zone. Riley Connors. We'll see. He scored a goal last period that was disallowed due to goaltender interference. We'll see if Connors gets something here in the final 15 minutes of regulation. Draw one by the Grizzlies. This goes back to Kansas City, though, as Crawford took it away from Masha Donato. Now down the middle of the ice, Crawford will skate to neutralize with ease. He'll push it ahead to the center ice logo. McCallum will drive it in. Barcheski spins it towards the near side. Masha Donato drops it off. As Kansas City takes it away, they throw it to the left circle, centering pass, shot, and missed just wide, but Barcheski might have gotten a piece of it. As Grizzlies will carry it across center ice. Utah will push to the left side for Masha Donato. He'll skip it back to neutralize for Dashke, and he will rainbow it deep into the Maverick zone, gloved and dropped by a Maverick. McCallum will skip it out to center ice. Puck lifts over the stick of Cole. And McCallum skates in left side. He gets divorced in the puck on a good play by Cooper Jones. Arujo back to the middle of the ice for Dashke. Dashke will pedal towards his left. He'll get to center ice for Masha Donato, who dumps it in. Konepke will ring it off the far wing wall. Kansas City crosses center ice, but they overskate the puck. But the arm is raised by the referee. Hooking might be the call on Utah with 13:58 left in the third, as Dylan Fitz will go to the box for the second time tonight. So it's going to be a Kansas City power play on the other side. But the Grizzlies get on the board as Griffin Ness scored his first as a Grizzly and 12th overall this year. He scored unassisted 4:14 into the third period. It's Kansas City 4, Utah 1. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
It's Kansas City 4, Utah 1. Mavericks are on a power play as Dylan Fitz got a hooking minor 6:02 into the third period. The goal, Griffin Ness scored 4:14 into the third period, which was unassisted, was his second shot of the night. Jimmy Glenn will take the draw for Kansas City against Utah's Luke Manning. Draw won by Kansas City. Crawford has it. He'll pedal towards a high slot, and he'll push it back towards his right. McCallum will skip it to the right goal line. Now back towards the middle of the ice. Puck glides towards a Grizzlies stick, and Utah will clear it all the way out. Crawford has it behind his net as he will slide towards neutral ice. Now he moves to his left towards the Kansas City bench. Kansas City gets towards Jimmy Glenn. Glenn, new to the pro game, made his pro debut on Friday night. He'll backhand it in. Barczewski throws it towards the right point. It's gloved and dropped by a Maverick. That's David Cotton who gets towards McCallum, who nudges up top towards Crawford. Crawford will spin it towards his left. Now goes back to Crawford. He rolls to the right point as McCallum gets spun around. Puck goes back to center ice and towards the Kansas City line. Grizzlies skate from right to left as we attempt to see the game on Flow Sports. We're 7 minutes into the third period. Mavericks have 1:07 on the moving clock on a power play as Crawford will backhand as the Mavericks will filter in a line change. Crawford will come off as the Mavericks. Casey Crew will get guided ahead to neutral ice. Mavericks will curl the puck to the right side. Kansas City pushes it to the left point. Mavericks throw it back towards the right wing. Nobody home. Grizzlies get it off the boards. Dashke will race out to center ice. Long-range feed towards his right. Pass connects. Utah trying to get it back towards Dashke down the middle of the ice and a give and go. Mavericks anticipated it and took it away. 33 seconds on a moving clock on the power play. McPherson will guide it to somebody off the screen. Now the Mavericks skate in. Kansas City gets towards the right side. Dunkley towards the middle. Now back to Dunkley. He'll take a shot saved by Barczewski. Dunkley overskates it. Puck goes over Dunkley's head. Stays in with McPherson. He fires towards the net stick side and misses it as Jones was in the area for the Grizzlies, boxing out a Maverick. Less than 10 seconds left in the power play. Both teams will change up skaters. Kansas City with a right wing feed as it goes towards Dunkley. He dumps it in. Josh Thrower will get it. Thrower wore number 7, we believe, for Kansas City earlier this season. That was replaced by Dunkley tonight in that number as Thrower was released by Kansas City, claimed off waivers by the Grizzlies earlier this week. Fitz holds up a Maverick as West looks over his right shoulder. Kansas City gets the puck, and they will push it out towards center ice. Puck was played with a high stick, though. Kansas City will play it, and that stops play with 11:34 left in the third. For the Grizzlies, they return to Maverick Center for a 3-game series against the Allen Americans beginning on Wednesday night. Get tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. It's a Bud Light Wednesday with a special ticket offer. Friday night's going to be Youth Sports Night. And Saturday is Retro Night presented by Hercules First Credit Union. Retro Night features specialty jerseys. You can see what those jerseys look like on the Grizzlies social media accounts. Utah wins the draw. Armstrong dumps it in. He gets around to Maverick before he gets pushed towards the boards. Big time hit delivered by Utah as Chase Brand slashes Luke Manning. No call. Grizzlies get to Manning left wing. He steps over the offensive line before he gets belted by a Maverick. As Lemaster loses his ground as he got hit by Low Height. Kansas City will skip it towards Low Height. He gets the puck at neutral ice. Low Height will push the puck towards the Kansas City bench. Utah takes it away, but they overskate it. Kansas City, long-range feed, misconnects as the Grizzlies get to center ice. Dashke over the offensive line, left wing. He'll fire it off the backboards. Riley Connors boxes out McCallum, getting around him. Mazel holds his ground. 2-on-2 battle over in the right corner. 10:41 on a moving clock. Third period. Kansas City leads 4-1. Puck bounces up top. High slot. Cooper Jones gets it. He will skate towards the left circle. Now he stops. Now he accelerates towards the right corner. Jones back towards the right point. He cycles it back to the spot he vacated. Connors gets the puck, backhands it in front of the net, taken by Lebster. Lebster back towards Connors. He'll guide it up top to Dashke. Dashke high slot, feeds the Masher Donato. One-timer saved by West. Rebound goes back towards the Maestro. He gets pushed in the left corner. Kansas City gets the puck. Mavericks will tap it off the glass. Chasing after it in the Grizzly zone is Cooper Jones. He gets there stride ahead of Jimmy Mazza. Jones gets back to Dashke. Over to Jones behind Utah's net. Barcheski stands in the crease. As Jones, halfway through the third period surveys. Now I'll move it to his left. Pass misconnected towards Dashke as it was low overled for him. Icing is on the Grizzlies with 9:50 left in the third. So Draw's going to come back towards Jake Barcheski, who's certainly been a busy goaltender on this road trip. He has now appeared in 5 of the 6 games on the trip. Barcheski saved 25 of 28 in a 3-2 overtime loss to Wichita on March 14th. Barcheski picked up a victory this past Sunday, 6 days ago in Allen, where he saved 47 of 48 in Utah's 3-1 victory. Kansas City wins the draw. Crawford, right point. He fires towards the net, and it goes wide. Glove side on Barcheski. As Grizzlies skate from right to left during the period. Puck to the left point. Kansas City wings a prayer towards Barcheski wide. Dunkley skate towards the left corner. He gets pushed in the back. Dunkley normally wears number 16 for the Mavericks. Number 7 was worn by Josh Thrower earlier this season. Dunkley gets dragged down by Dashke. Dunkley keeps his feet moving, though. He skates towards the left corner. Kansas City spins it back to the right point. Now the Mavericks will bounce one towards the right circle for Berezowski. He couldn't get it. Dashke will skate in. As he'll veer off horizontally towards the right wing, he'll drop it off. Grizzlies skate towards the left circle. Berg fires a sharp-angled shot, saved by West. Rebound goes towards the right side. Berg gets belted along the boards, and the Mavericks clear it out. Grizzlies chase after it, no icing. As Dashke gets it behind Barcheski's net. Barcheski has played in each of the 3 games in this Kansas City series. He saved 39 of 41 on Wednesday night in a 2-1 loss. And last night, he saved 28 of 31. He made quite a few highlight saves. Kansas City was able to come away with a 4-2 victory. Big collision at center ice. And with this being the 10th and final meeting between the clubs, you imagine whatever beef you have with the other side, you got to settle it tonight. Puck towards the Utah line. Kansas City gets it. Now the Grizzlies take it away. Puck pinballs around a few sticks. Grizzlies cross center ice. Nicolettes will drop it for Aragon. He'll skate towards the left circle, take a lefty shot. Glove saved by West as he snatched it about knee high. Dylan Fitz collides with Bergen. Amesbury tries to get around Bergen and tries to get towards Fitz. And it looks like a penalty is going to be called on Amesbury. Looked like kind of a calm battle in front of the net, and Amesbury just took it, he just took it to the next level. It looks like he's going to get a penalty as a result. 8:12 left in the third period. Amesbury's like, what did I do? But he just kind of accelerated the kind of mild confrontation out in front of the net as both teams are just trying to jostle for position in front of Noah West's net. 8 minutes, 12 seconds left in the third. It does look like the Grizzlies might get a power play on the other side. Well, see if the Grizzlies have a third period comeback in them. It's Kansas City 4, Utah 1. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
It's Kansas City 4, Utah 1. Grizzlies are on the power play as Daniel Amesbury, Diamond Hands, gets 2 minutes for roughing, 11:48 into the third. Kind of both teams just battling in front of the net after a whistle, just kind of battling for that real estate. A little bit of pushing and shoving, and Amesbury just took it to the next level, getting around his teammate to try to get after Dylan Fitz. So it's going to be an offensive zone draw for the Grizzlies. If you joined us late, Kansas City scored the first 4 goals of the game. Luke Lowhite, 2:32 into the first period. Then the Mavericks got second period goals from Nathan Dunkley, Marcus Crawford, and Landon McCallum. Grizzlies got a third period goal, 4:14 in, with Griffin Ness on a breakaway. Made a nice move faking to his left, going back to his right and sliding it past the left pad of Kansas City goaltender Noah West. It's Ness's first as a Grizzly, and it's his 12th goal overall. Griffin Ness did have 11 goals in 59 games for Toledo. It's his 6th game as a Grizzly, all of them on the road. He met the Grizzlies last week over in Wichita. And I'm really excited to see Griffin Ness at Mavericks Center next week against the Allen Americans. There are a few Grizzlies that have yet to play at home, including Riley Connors as well. And Connors and Ness have been lined up together quite a bit during this road trip. Grizzlies skate over the offensive line on a power play. There was a neutral zone draw. Manning gets it towards Wood. Wood ships it up top. Grizzlies get to Garrett Pike. Pike's got 8 assists in 11 games for the Grizzlies. He'll force it towards the left corner. 2-on-2 battle. As Kansas City comes out with the puck, they'll throw up past Garrett Pike and all the way deep into the Grizzlies zone. Jake Barczewski's in net. He replaced Vinny Duplessis with 7:30 left in the second period. Grizzlies get out to center ice. Manning down the middle. He'll move it to his left. Berg will bounce one towards the Kansas City backboard as Manning gets it towards Berg. Berg back to Manning, who cycles it around to the right point. Wood gets the puck. He'll throw it towards Ness. Ness curls towards the right circle. Now he stops, reverses his field. He'll feed it back up top for Wood. Over to Pike, back to Ness, who gets to the right goal line. Grizzlies dance around. They get it back up top to Ness, right point. He'll guide it towards Pike, who directs it back towards Ness just outside the right circle. Ness will feed it towards the right side. Now back to Ness, one-timer. And that missed wide as it glanced off a Kansas City stick and flies out of play. 42 seconds left in the Grizzlies' power play. 6:54 left in the third period. Speaking of that homestand coming up, I mentioned Riley Connors yet to play a home game, as is Griffin Ness. Certainly looking forward to seeing both of those guys. That'll be another opportunity to see players like Garrett Pike on the Mavericks center ice, as well as Luke Lemaster. Seen some of those young players, and those are some of the guys you probably think about not only for the rest of this season, but as potential Grizzlies that can contribute heavily into the 2025-26 season. Kansas City skates around their goaltender, and they throw it all the way past Lobster as the Grizzlies made a change during the last whistle. As Dashke gets the puck, he's got 20 power play points this season. He's a candidate for one of the all-league teams. Shoulder fake by a Grizzly. They get it to their right side. Messner's on the ice with Masher Donato. Masher Donato gets thrown towards the boards behind Kansas City's net. Puck up top to Dashke. So he'll bounce one towards Messner. Messner dances around, skates towards the right circle. He'll lay it for Masher Donato, who guides it up top for Dashke. Dashke to Masher Donato. Right wing will take a righty shot, and a glove save by West. He will hold on with 6:11 left in the third. So we're back to 5-on-5 skating. Daniel Amesbury's out of the box. He will skate towards the bench. Draws give me in the Kansas City zone. As Grizzlies will switch up skaters as well. I mentioned during the second intermission, regardless of what the final score would entail, you'd like to see the Grizzlies come out and play 20 good minutes of hockey. And so far, here through the first 14 minutes of the third period, Grizzlies have played well. Aragon will take the draw against Owen Cole. Cole wore number 49 last night, and he's wearing number 9 in his Seattle Kraken specialty jersey this evening. Grizzlies get it left corner. Nicolette throws it up top, but it goes past Cooper Jones. Jones will hustle after it, and he'll get the idle puck of the Utah line. He'll move it to his left for Nicolette's. Cross-ice pass looking for Dylan Fitz goes wide as Kansas City gets it off the boards near their bench. Now they move it to their right. Fitz delivers a blow, but Kansas City keeps their feet. Grizzlies take it away, though. Puck to the right point. Kansas City has in the offensive zone. They'll got it towards the right goal line. They skate in. Lefty shot saved by Barczewski. Grizzlies will clear it towards the near wing boards. Chase after it. Utah will lunge it towards Fitz, who has a glance off his glove. Mavericks with a long-range feed out to center ice. McCallum skates in right side. He stops, twirls in the right point. Now nudge it to the right corner. Mavericks looking for a centering pass. Bounced off Araujo's stick. 5:15 on the moving clock, third period. Kansas City leads 4-1. Grizzlies cross center ice, 2-on-2. Manning moves to Wood, right side, righty shot. Saved by West, and he holds on. Boy, Bradley Wood had a pretty good look on the right side, had momentum. Noah West made a glove save. One of those just kind of like Scott Smalls in the Sandlot. Just close your eyes and stick your glove in the air. That's what Noah West did, and he was able to make the save. About 5 minutes are left in the third period. We'll see how this one ends on the other side. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Kansas City leads 4-1. Grizzlies have had some good looks here in the third period. Draws give me over in the right circle. Bradley Wood had a pretty good look from the right circle that was gloved by Noah West. Wood's got 20 goals this season. He leads the club. He broke a tie with Neil Shea. Hopefully Neil Shea will return to the Grizzlies lineup here shortly. There's 9 games left in the regular season after tonight. Shea suffered an upper body injury, I believe, against Kansas City. Late February, maybe early March. Wood trying to center. It's picked off by Kansas City. Mavericks will sky one towards the left side. Puck bounces on 2 hops of the ice towards the Utah line. Mavericks try to skate in, but they're offside with 4:36 left in the third. For the Grizzlies, Derek Dashke leads the way with 4 shots. Mastrodonato, Messner, and Nicoletz each have 3 shots. Nicoletz has been active tonight as he's gotten himself in front of the net on a few chances. Really, the forward line of Aragon, Fitz, and Nicoletz have brought a lot of energy tonight. Off the draw, it's won by Utah. Neutral zone face-off off of Kansas City offside. Messner skates in, left side, just outside the circle, takes a lefty shot wide. Now Messner in the right corner. He gets pushed and shadowed by Nathan Dunkley. Dunkley looks like he's going to be a good pro. Grizzlies get it up top, right point. Righty shot's blocked. Grizzlies slide it to the middle of the ice. Kansas City takes it away. Mavericks have a 2-on-1. Kansas City trying to start to Dunkley. Great defensive play by Garrett Pike to get a stick in the way. Grizzlies cross center ice, about 4 minutes left in regulation. Utah stops the right point. They guide it across to Berg. Berg around Kansas City's net. As Berg skates towards the right side, he'll chip it up top. Dashke will bounce off the far wing wall. Jones will knife it towards the Kansas City end wall as Mavericks get the puck, and they'll bounce it off the glass. One of the linesmen ducks to get out of the way of the puck. Cooper Jones over towards Dashke. Jones across to Dashke from Jones. Now the Grizzlies have it. Left side. Connors fires a righty shot, and his stick broke as he wasn't able to get all of it on a shot towards West. Kansas City skates towards the right circle. They try to get around a Grizzly. Utah's Cooper Jones will push Kansas City towards the end wall as Grizzlies skate around Barczewski's net. As Grizzlies get towards the left wing at center ice. Lebster gets spun around in the high slot. Connors delivers a big hit. Grizzlies skate down the middle. Dashke lefty shot saved by West. Arm is raised by the referee. Penalty is going to be on Kansas City. Grizzlies will fire it off the far wing wall. It goes to center ice. Barczewski will skate towards the bench. Less than 3 minutes left in regulation. It's 4-1 Kansas City. Delayed penalty. Grizzlies cross center ice. Utah will brush it across off the left wing wall. Grizzlies get it up top, and it goes wide of the mark. Dashke will chase after it. Boy, and seeing the puck on an empty net, being chased after, well, you have shades of what happened to the Buffalo Sabres against Utah a couple days ago over in an NHL game. Grizzlies look for a centering pass towards the middle of the ice, and it's picked off by the Mavericks, who touch it up as we get a whistle. 2:32 left in the third period. It's going to be a Grizzlies power play. So even though it is a long shot, still a glimmer of hope for the Grizzlies. Dashke skated in. Oh, the penalty came before that. Dashke had a good look down the middle of the ice. And it was a right pad save by Noah West. But the penalty came before Dashke took that shot. In the penalty box is Landon McCallum. He gets a 2-minute penalty. We didn't get to see the signal as to what the penalty was. If you're Ryan Kanasowicz, do you empty the net? I know it's a 3-goal game, but obviously you got an offensive zone draw. And really there's not much to lose at this point. So obviously with the offensive zone face-off, just something for him to think about. Messner will take the draw against Luke Lohheit. Lohheit's got 1 goal and 1 assist tonight. Looks like Barcheski is in there. Grizzlies have it. Dashke will spin it towards the right side. Now back up top to Dashke. We'll toss to the left wing for Lebster. Lebster guides it back towards Dashke. High slot. His shot is blocked before it gets to West. Grizzlies will roll it towards Lebster. Lebster trying to get to the middle of the ice. It bounced off the Maverick. Utah gets up top to Dashke. He'll move towards his right. And he'll force it towards the right point. Lebster back to Dashke, who gets dragged down by a Maverick. And Kansas City will dump it into the Grizzlies zone. Barcheski's still in there. 1:52 on a moving clock. Mavericks are up by 3. Grizzlies cross center ice. Mascherdonato will get it taken away. Kansas City clears it out. So you can pretty much say this baby's in the refrigerator. Grizzlies, though, did put together a strong effort in the third period. Dashke will throw it back to the Utah line. Grizzlies cross center ice. Manning tries to split a quadruple team down the middle of the ice. He'll one-handed off the Kansas City end wall. Berg skates towards the left point. He'll get it up top. Grizzlies switched up skaters. As Ness over towards Pike. Back to Ness, who has Utah's lone goal. He'll move it to the near goal line. Now back to Ness. 40 seconds left in the power play. 1:10 left in the contest. Pike will direct it towards Manning. Manning will slide it over to Pike. Pike will get it to Manning. Manning will move the puck to the left circle. Now back towards Pike. Pike fakes to Wood. Now he skates, shoulder fakes, and moves to his right. Grizzlies get it to Berg. Berg trying to find a cutter out in front of the net. Kansas City challenged him. Now the puck goes back to the right wing. Grizzlies skate towards the right circle, looking for a toe drag. Kansas City takes it away. 10 seconds left in Utah's power play. And the Mavericks will clear it all the way towards Barcheski along the far wing wall. So 33 seconds left. Mavericks come out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5 skating. 27 seconds left in a 4-1 Kansas City lead. Mascherdonato centers it to the Maverick. And Kansas City will sky it towards the Utah line. Dunkley will bounce one towards the left circle. Mavericks fake a one-timer. They try to find a cutter out in front of the net. It goes wide. Cooper Jones delivered a push on a Maverick. 10 seconds left. This was a tough road trip for the Grizzlies. They certainly played better than what the final standings will entail. They went 1-4-1 on the trip. 2 seconds left, and now we'll do it. Kansas City gets a 4-1 victory. Grizzlies got a third period goal from Griffin Ness, but the Mavericks got 1 goal and 1 assist performances by 3 different players. And goaltender Noah West is now 4-0 as a pro. The 3 players that had 1 goal and 1 assist for Kansas City were Nathan Dunkley, Luke Lohheit, and Marcus Crawford. Despite the 3-goal loss, the 3 forwards, Mick Messner, Adam Berg, and Griffin Ness reach a +1. Dashke led Utah with 5 shots on goal. Jake Barcheski only saw 3 shots in the final 27 minutes and 4 seconds of regulation. He stopped them all. But Kansas City comes away with the win. Final score, Mavericks 4, Grizzlies 1. Post-game show starts in 30 seconds. You're tuned in to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say you get more from less.
Final score, Kansas City 4, Utah 1. As all the Kansas City players went and shook hands with linesman Russ Call. Well, there must be a story there with Russ. It might be his last game. It's hard to tell. It looks kind of like a younger guy, but unfortunately we haven't gotten the story as to why it seems like everybody was honoring him tonight, as he took his helmet off and saluted the crowd about 3 minutes into the second period. Nevertheless, Kansas City came away with the win. Mavericks scored 2:32 into the first period with Luke Lohheit getting his 12th of the year, Jimmy Mazza and Nolan Sullivan with the assists. Kansas City led 1-0 after one period. Grizzlies outshot the Mavericks 11-6, and despite the score, I thought the Grizzlies played pretty well for most of the first period. Mavericks took a 2-0 lead as Nathan Dunkley scored his third of the year with Zach Trott and Jackson Berezowski getting the assist. It was a power play goal, and it was 6:35 into the second. While the score was 2-1, about 8 minutes into the second period, it looked like the Grizzlies had gotten on the board. Derek Dashke skated from the right wing, and he fired a lefty shot. Blocker saved by Noah West, and then Griffin Ness was cutting towards the net. Ness made contact with West, and West lost his balance, and Riley Connors threw the puck in the back of the net. And after video replay, my guess is that it was determined that there was no goal due to goaltender interference. And so that kept it a 2-0 game. Felt like the Grizzlies would have had some momentum if the goal would have counted. But instead, Kansas City came back a minute and a half later, maybe 2 minutes later. Marcus Crawford scored 9:51 in with his 8th of the year, with Lohheit getting the assist. And all of a sudden, it was a 3-0 game. And then less than 3 minutes later, Landon McCallum scored 12:30 in. It was McCallum's 15th of the year. Crawford and Dunkley picked up the assist, and that made it a 4-0 game, as Luke Lohheit will toss a fish into the seats. As I guess that's something that, you think about the Seattle Kraken. It's affiliation night over in Kansas City, and the Seattle Kraken are their NHL affiliate. And for the three stars of the game, looked like the number one star, which I believe is Luke Lohheit, he tossed a fish into the stands. After McCallum scored to make it 4-0, Vinny Duplessis was replaced by Jake Barczewski. Duplessis saved 10 of 14. Barczewski only saw 3 shots in the final 27 minutes of regulation. He stopped all 3. It was a 4-0 game after 2 periods. Grizzlies, I thought, put together a pretty good effort in the third period. Utah outshot Kansas City 11-2, and the only goal was scored on a breakaway by Griffin Ness, who scored his first in a Utah uniform and his 12th goal overall. He had 11 goals in 59 games for Toledo earlier this season. Ness's goal was unassisted, as he picked up his 12th of the year, 4:14 in. Utah was 0 for 5 on the power play. Kansas City was 1 for 3. And as we mentioned, despite the loss, I think the Grizzlies have to like their efforts, especially in the third period. They were able to at least kind of end the game on a pretty good note. Dashke led Utah with 5 shots. Grizzlies got 3 shots from Asher Donato, Messner, Connors, and Nicolettes. But I think if you're the Grizzlies, just kind of a tough road trip. As we mentioned, the Grizzlies did play better on the road trip than the win-loss record would indicate. Utah did go 1-4-1 on the trip. Grizzlies will have 5 straight games at Mavericks Center. There are 8 games left in the regular season. We mentioned the 5-game homestand next week, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And then the following week, it'll be Tahoe coming to town April 4th and 5th. And then the Grizzlies end the regular season with a 3-game series over in the Black Hills against the Rapid City Rush. Let's see if we can get the 3 stars of the game before we head out. The third star for Kansas City is Marcus Crawford. He had 1 goal, 1 assist. He was a +2 and had 2 shots. He's the third star. Second star is Nathan Dunkley. Dunkley had 1 goal and 1 assist. He was a +1 and had 2 shots. Number 1 star is Luke Lohheit. He also had 1 goal, 1 assist. He was a +1 and had 2 shots. So that's the 3 stars of the game. The only difference was Crawford was a +2. Otherwise, every other stat from the 3 stars of the game were identical. So that's the 3 stars of the game. Utah did outshoot Kansas City 28-17. So Grizzlies have outshot the Mavericks in each of their last 2 games. I'll see if the Grizzlies have a little bit more luck at home. Next game will be on Wednesday night. It'll be a 7:10 face-off, 6:50 pregame shows. The Grizzlies take on the Allen Americans. Friday's also going to be at 7:10 against Allen. In fact, all 5 home games for the Grizzlies for the remainder of the regular season will be 7:10 face-offs. And don't forget, the next Saturday, it's going to be Retro Night presented by Hercules First Credit Union as we celebrate the Grizzlies' 30th season of professional hockey in the Salt Lake Valley. Well, that'll about wrap things up. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast and not necessarily the final outcome. Once again, in 2 hours and 26 minutes, in front of a good crowd of 4,971, it was the Kansas City Mavericks coming away with a 4-1 victory. I'm Tyson Whiting, and I'm just pursuing my dream. Hopefully someday I'll find a way to get to the National Hockey League. Kansas City comes away with a win, 4-1 the final score. Hope to see you at Maverick Center on Wednesday night as Grizzlies take on the Allen Americans to start a 3-game series. You've been listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. Good night, everybody.